Hey everybody, Jerkfet here with another live show. This time bringing you guys first evening live show that we've done in a long time, and also the most packed live show that we've done in a very long time. So today I'm joined by a full complement of ready and armed YouTubers ready to get violent in their discussion about The Force Awakens. So if we want to go down the line, have everybody introduce themselves, starting with James.
Hello, everyone. This is the Vaderman, better known to my friends here as James. And yes, I was disappointed in The Force Awakens, so get ready for that bullshit.
All right.
I'm Dan. I'm RFBikerScout. Unfortunately, I'm not making active videos lately, but I'm still around, and my opinion's valued for some reason. So that's good.
Nice.
Was it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn, oh boy. Hello, everyone. This is JCCC2222224 signing in to whatever this live show's title will be. I don't know, but I hope you all having a beautiful day. The sun is not shining because it's 9 o'clock p.m. here, and I hope you all have a real fun time.
I guess that leaves me.
Yep.
Hey guys, KenFreak7. I've not really put up a video in like 2 months. I've been busy, but I want to go back into doing that wonderful stuff that I call YouTube. So hi. Thanks for having me.
Hello.
All right. And if everything goes to plan, we will be joined by at least one more person before the show is done.
But we'll keep his identity a surprise.
Yes. It's going to be a wonderful surprise for everybody watching the show. So yeah, I think there's pretty much no point in stalling. The Force Awakens. Lots of people love it. James, what do you think?
It is the best disappointing movie of all time, and I mean that. You know, I wrote down in my Stormtrooper notebook everything that I want to bitch about. So prepare.
Dork.
Yes, and I'm going to read these. There are a few, so.
And I will shoot them all down. I'm going to shoot them all down. You know, actually, I'm not really proud, but I did get in a YouTube comments argument with some guy. That's the lowest point I've ever gotten all year. And the year's only been a couple days, so I can get a lot lower. So.
As long as we don't have long, lengthy discussions about Constable Zuvio, we're good.
Yeah.
He was my biggest disappointment. He was my biggest disappointment. I want to see that guy. Where was he? Where was he, Disney? Where was he?
Maybe he was hiding out.
Hashtag pray for Zuvio.
All right. Let's let Vaderman unleash his wrath.
Vader.
Okay, so I'm going to go down the list, and let's have old JC Cody person over there try to shoot these down, which you can't because of the
Oh, I will. I will,
okay.
dude. I will. Challenge accepted.
My problems with The Force Awakens. The music was extremely underwhelming.
I agree.
Alright, so I'm already winning. Where the heck did Rey's powers come from? She had no training. She, at all. She barely knew what the Jedi were. She thought they were myth. And all of a sudden she knows how to do mind tricks, which Luke didn't know how to do until 6. And she knew how to use the Force better than Luke did in the first movie, I might add. So years of training means nothing as long as you have the power of nothing.
Here's my explanation. Number one, there's 2 other movies. Perhaps Rey's significance and her powers come from something much deeper. Perhaps a very strong connection with Luke. Perhaps, she is some sort of chosen one, which is kind of a bit of a cop-out, I know.
That is a big cop-out.
When it comes to her combat against Kylo Ren, that is something where I understand because she was able to defend herself on Jakku. She did know how to fight with that.
Yeah, but those are against thugs, not against, I'm not going to say Sith Lord, but against a dark side user who presumably has training, some form of training, I might add, because he can read people's frickin' minds. Her ability to resist his mind reading was also, I thought, just a bit it took me out of the moment is what it did. Because, someone who has no prior ability to use the Force and now is just being tapped into can all of a sudden it'd be the equivalent of Leia in the first movie refusing Vader if he tried to mind, screw with her mind, which he didn't use a robot, but still, you know my point.
Yeah. One thing I do see with the fight, though, it's like you get Rey, who hasn't really been hurt whatsoever, and she knows how to fight with a weapon. But Kylo Ren, he's really messed up. He's been hit, he's been shot, by Chewbacca's gun, and you saw how that flew stormtroopers. Imagine
That's
how,
another problem I have. Why didn't it fling Kylo?
because he's tough, he can take it.
They're wearing armor.
But Kylo Ren, he can take it. He's tough. Like, you
And
know
he
how
has
the
the
Force
Force.
can heal? Yeah, and still, even the Force wasn't good enough. He was pounding his gut.
Wolverine. He just can't heal out of nowhere.
Isn't that like the midriff or whatever his stomach area? Isn't that covered somehow like by some armor?
Leather belt.
Well, I don't see how that's really a plot hole, though,
It's
because...
not a plot hole. It's just a little thing that bugs me. Like you set this weapon up as someone that's flinging stormtroopers back 30 feet, and they're wearing full armor, and then you shoot Kylo in the side. He barely even budges. Like it just seems weird.
By the way,
He's out of it for a while, though. It takes him a while to catch up to Rey and Finn.
As it
So,
could, but it didn't. In a realistic world, it would have knocked him off the platform.
probably, but Star Wars is not realistic whatsoever.
That's
So,
true.
but here's one thing. I do agree with you on Rey's powers kind of coming out of nowhere,
Yes.
but it does not bug me. It just doesn't. I still enjoyed the movie. I still enjoy the character and all that.
All right, here's another thing. Why did Kylo, out of absolutely nowhere, try to seduce Rey to the dark side?
Because Kylo Ren saw a bit of an opportunity where he felt, because he's cocky, he feels like he might be able to kill her. But he doesn't want to kill her because he might be able to use her. Because remember, every dark side user wants to betray their master.
Yeah, but nothing in that entire movie built up to him wanting to say that.
Well, here's
And
the
out of nowhere, he just pulls it on her.
if he want, because Snoke already said earlier in the movie, bring her to me, together we will extract the information from her. So I mean, from my point of view, Kylo's just being pragmatic. It's just like, okay, let's see if I can get her to go willingly by promising to seduce her to the dark side or something like
Yeah,
that.
but in the middle of a fight, is that really the time to do that?
Well, if he feels like he has the upper hand, then maybe.
I guess, fair point there.
That's
Also,
when Darth Vader did it.
that's true. No, well, if he did it after he chopped someone's hand off, that's a bit different.
Yeah, well, Kylo was holding Rey to a cliff, so kind of similar.
Was
How many times have you seen this, James? Force
3.
Awakens? 3? Okay.
I've
Actually-
only seen it once, so...
It was better the second time, I will admit that.
Yeah,
I did
everyone
enjoy it
says
much
that.
because I expected less going in the second time. All right, last thing I'll say about Rey and her powers. During the fight, when he says, the Force, and that kind of triggers her, and she closes her eyes and hones in and focuses.
I thought that was kind of cheesy, but I still...
What the hell is
I didn't have
Kylo
much of
doing
it.
when she has her eyes closed?
Still kind of trying to struggle with her because she's still holding the lightsaber. He's just kind of thinking probably.
No, dude, just kick her in the shin.
Well, see, that's the thing with filmmaking. If you don't want to see someone's reaction while something's happening, you usually don't show them. That would be kind of awkward, just seeing Kylo Ren just staring at Rey with her eyes closed.
Close her eyes and still hold off this hulking 6'3" monster with a lightsaber. Presumably, I don't know for a fact, stronger than her. Physically, I don't know. I'm not gonna make assumptions. It just seems weird that she can just close her eyes, hold him off, and tune into the Force all at once.
Well, I feel like she was kind of in a moment of serenity there, where she did feel in control right then. What'd you say?
Nothing's more serene than a lightsaber fight.
Well, in a way. Well, see, in the original trilogies, lightsaber fights were they're not all flashy-dashy like they're in the prequels. They represent the characters.
Yeah, it's an actual fight and not people, just making fun glow stick motions.
Yeah, and Rey, she's struggling in her own way because, as far as she thinks, Finn might be dead.
Sure.
So, I mean, she's really feeling down on herself, and she's trying to find something to save herself. So, I mean, she turns to the Force.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan of how it. The fight itself was fine, and I'm more than fine with it. It's just at times it felt weird. Also, I don't have this written down, but I will point this out. How the hell is Finn not dead? He got a lightsaber up the spine.
It probably didn't go too deep.
Quite as great.
And also Star Wars, because I mean,
Yeah.
people survive a lot of stuff in Star Wars. Look at General Grievous, man. Have you seen the picture of General Grievous when he's in the Bacta tank? He's
The one that's
messed
no
up.
longer canon? Yes, I have.
Yeah, I don't see how it's not really non-canon. I mean, it makes sense, but
It makes sense, but so does a lot of stuff that isn't canon anymore, unfortunately. All right.
I think I just want to point out with the whole canon thing. I think that they just want to wipe the slate clean, but there's still a lot of things where it's like that's not really necessary to wipe clean, so that can be naturally kept. Like the whole backstory with Grievous. I mean, that's
until there's an official explanation. It is no longer until they say what is officially not, because they said anything from back then doesn't count anymore. No matter how much it makes sense, and it does make sense, it doesn't count, unfortunately.
Well, I think that we're seeing them, like Disney, bringing back those aspects that did make sense because, and we'll get to this later, I still want to keep the discussion on The Force Awakens, but at least in the trailer for Rebels, the second half of Season 2, we see like a Sith holocron. So they are bringing things from the old expanding universe back into the new continuity.
Exactly.
That was in Clone Wars anyway, wasn't it?
Wipe the slate clean.
Yeah, it was in Clone Wars. Moving swiftly on. Another thing, Finn and his immediate defection from the First Order. Let me get into this one. All right, so you are kidnapped, but still you're a kid, so you don't know you're kidnapped, from birth, and you are raised to do one thing, like he says in the trailers, but not the movie. Would you be that quick to abandon everything? Because all your morals would be based on what you learned from the First Order. Why does he all of a sudden have a conscience?
I don't think it's so much a conscience as it starts out with cowardice. I mean, he's shell shocked in that.
I never thought of that.
Exactly.
I never thought because he wasn't a technical janitor, but he was sort of a janitor before. He'd never gone to combat, and
why would he do that?
Because the First Order need troops. Clearly, they're not as big as the Empire.
No, but if he was in sanitation on the Starkiller base, unless that was just a throwaway joke line, I'm gonna take it as both. Why would you choose? You didn't have one other guy who wasn't a janitor to go raid a village that you think has the most important thing to your top guy in it?
Well, he was a trained stormtrooper, and even in the normal military, they do have troops like clean up and do sanitation around base. That's technically what Finn did.
You would think they would pick their most elite guys to go after the map to Luke Skywalker.
They probably did. Those stormtroopers are really good. And they probably just needed... And Finn, he was a really good stormtrooper. Like, I remember, because I go on Wikipedia sometimes, I saw that Finn was one of the best stormtroopers in his class.
Then why was he sanitation?
Read the story in Before the Awakening, and maybe that'll help you with that particular issue.
I'm getting to that. That's coming later. Don't you worry. No, I'm going to get that out of the way in just a minute, because I want to talk a bit more about Finn's defection. It just felt way too... I wish if they had saved it to halfway through the movie, and then have him kind of follow the heroes as a parallel, and have him accompany Kylo to the Battle of, what was it, Tokudana, or whatever it was called, at Maz's castle.
Yeah, Tokudana.
And then have him defect there. I think that would have been a bit more impactful, at least for me.
That actually would be a really cool idea. I don't really have a problem with what they did in the movie, but that would actually be really cool having his story run parallel.
Yeah, have him be the good guy of the bad guys, and then have the good guys be the good guys.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
How would Poe get off the Star Destroyer then?
Well, he wouldn't have been on. He doesn't need to be on to begin with. I haven't really thought into it. It's just kind of talking out my ass here, but I'm sure there's an easy explanation. You can do something. Oh, here we go. You could do a whole new scene, cut out some other stuff that we didn't need to see, and maybe have a raid. Oh, I got this. Instead of having Starkiller Base, because third Death Star, that's fucking stupid. Have the big thing they go after be trying to rescue Poe from the Finalizer, which was the Star Destroyer. Have a big raid on the Star Destroyer where you have Han and the boys inside, and then have the X-Wings and TIE Fighters battling on the outside, and then they try to rescue Poe.
Nice.
That would be a pretty cool idea. Now, granted, I feel like the movie was fine. I don't really have a complaint with the whole Finn aspect. Actually, my favorite scene in the whole movie is the opening where Finn does kind of just look at Kylo and decides pretty much right there, like, this is messed up. That's my favorite scene.
I have 3 favorite scenes. My first one is when Rey and Finn escape with the Falcon. I love that scene. And then my second one is when the Starkiller Base destroys Hosnian Prime. Because that's just a chilling scene. I love it. What was my third one? Shit.
That was my least favorite scene, actually, when he destroys Hosnian Prime, because it's not explained properly.
No, it's not explained well at all. But the music...
I think it came out of the blue. I was kind of like, well, that just blew up. I don't even know what it is. But...
No, I thought it was Coruscant at first, but I quickly realized it wasn't. But the reason I liked it was because the look on General Hux's face when he's giving that speech, he looks so happy. He looks
One
like
thing I gotta ask though, man, are you trying to go for a General Hux cosplay right now? You look so much like him.
I did not, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is like the nicest dress I think anyone's ever been to a podcast in history. At least a Star Wars podcast.
I'm not going for a General Hux cosplay, but if I ever do cosplay, it will be him because I love that trench coat. It's lovely.
You totally should, man. You even got the look. You just gotta get the accent,
Oh,
and
I
then
can
just
say that.
just
yell
you-
bow to
I
the
mean,
First
you're-
Order to everyone.
You need to practice your eye bulging speech.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take much to change your hair.
No, it wouldn't.
Hey,
No, but
James, if you eventually do that cosplay, let me know, because I could probably help you with that speech, because I've seen the movie this many times.
Holy balls.
How many times is that, Owen?
Actually 6, I'm completely kidding. These are just tickets from, like, the entire year.
That's funny. Anyway, but that
I
speech,
also
I
seen
could
it,
have
but-
listened to him talk for another 5 minutes because it was great. He looked passionate. He looked evil. He looked great. He was that part was the best villain characterization in that movie for me, at least. And then the music, as much as I am down on the music earlier,
That was one of the best music
it
scores.
felt very Order 66. And
Yeah.
then when you show that, I don't remember, I don't know her name because they didn't say it, of course. On the senator on Hosnian Prime, when they show her face in that red beam coming toward it, you're like, oh shit. You're like, oh, I feel so bad for this lady. And then it just goes, it's great. I love that scene so much, and the reactions are priceless. And
But it's like, but how are we supposed to know who these characters are? They're just standing on a balcony like it's a tea party or something.
Read before the awakening.
I just like it. I don't need to explain myself. I just liked it. And then my third favorite was Rey's vision. When she touched the lightsaber, I liked that a lot because I loved hearing Ian McGregor saying, these are your first steps, because he's awesome. Hearing Yoda in there was cool. Hearing Darth Vader's breathing was cool. And I wish they had kept in him cutting off Luke's hand like they should have. But I love that scene of her, the vision. I love that.
I just got a theory. I literally just thought of this. When Rey touched the lightsaber, maybe she was in a way connected deeper to the Force
Yeah, maybe.
than anyone else has. Like, cause see, that lightsaber has such a deep connection with Jedi history.
It does.
Perhaps, the Force called to her in this particular time, and well, it's pretty much what it said. So
It's not the one ring to rule them. It doesn't call to people that we know of yet, but apparently it does now. So
That the story of that lightsaber, like the origin of it, when Anakin got it, he got it before Attack of the Clones, because
No, he got it in Revenge of the Sith. His original one in Attack of the Clones was destroyed.
yeah, I remember it
That's right.
burn out.
In Geonosis, which leads me to another complaint about Attack of the Clones. Why did you have an original lightsaber? Use the one from the originals. That way you could have gone through five movies with that lightsaber. Oh, wait, no, 4 movies. 5 now. Okay, so I was right the first time. 5 with that one lightsaber. That would have been so much cooler than having him get one that looked kind of like Vader's but was blue. So fuck you, Attack of the Clones. Moving on.
Okay, just to interrupt here, we are joined
for
by
it.
Tony, aka Darth Phoenix 619.
Hey guys,
Yo, Tony, what's up, my homie?
Hey,
do you guys hear me? Just always making sure.
Yeah,
I can hear you just
All
fine,
right,
Tony.
perfect. I did not want to interrupt.
the flow of the discussions.
No, I don't come in and interrupt. So
Okay, so Tony, we got a situation on our hands.
Uh-oh, what's
James
the-
here, he apparently really likes The Force Awakens, but is disappointed by it just as equally.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
At least, James, I got to give you credit, man. At least you're not one of those people that is going around just trying to hate speech the entire movie.
No,
I've seen videos
I
where
do not hate this movie.
I've seen videos where people say why The Force Awakens is better than the prequels, and their only defense is the prequels were more original.
The prequel, I will say, I like Revenge of the Sith probably just a smidgen more than The Force Awakens. But that's because I like Revenge of the Sith. And it's not a good movie. No, it's a good movie. It's not a bad movie. The
Yeah, I
dialogue is
agree.
beyond terrible. I will be the first to admit that in a lot of scenes. But goddamn, if I don't love that opening. It's such a good opening.
The best line in the movie, of course, is, "By the way, I think you'll be needing this." Of course, I don't see why that wouldn't. I mean, the legend himself said that. So
I would assume, James, that your favorite 2 movies would be Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith, because those are the only time the Empire wins.
Well, I like Empire first because it's Empire. I like the original Star Wars better just because I think it's a better movie. And then Revenge of the Sith, then Force Awakens, then Return of the Jedi, then Clones, then Phantom Menace.
That's pretty much mine. That's pretty much mine, but I think mine would probably be A New Hope, number 1. Number 2, Empire Strikes Back. Number 3, Force Awakens. Number 4, Revenge of the Sith. Number 5, Return of the Jedi. And 6 and 7, I really haven't determined. I'm sorry, Return of the Jedi is so low, man. I love it pretty much just as much as all the others, but I just have more of an attachment to the other movies.
I have said this on live streams before. I'm not a fan of Return of the Jedi, but that is a conversation for another day, as Mascanata would say in the most bullshit explanation of anything ever. Moving on.
Yeah, that was kind of like you couldn't at least briefly say it.
I'm willing.
Really.
That was like one of the few things I was disappointed in. It's like, okay, so you had all this trouble showing the lightsaber in the first place, but you don't bother telling us where in the world you got it.
She probably will in one of the sequels. She probably.
Do we think Luke still has his Return of the Jedi lightsaber? He has like a multitude of sabers at this point, or no saber at this point.
I'd say
I'm
he
his
still has
lightsaber.
his.
The green lightsaber.
No, he doesn't have the Return of the Jedi one, because remember he threw it away when it was on the Death Star when it blew up.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot.
Well, I mean, there's no. I mean, he could have picked it up when it was cut away.
That was a story for That's also a story for another time.
Okay, I'm on number 3 or 4 of this list. Let's get through this shit.
How big is the list, by the way? Tell me, man.
Now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Jeez, man.
Whoa.
We gotta make some of those kind of fast.
All right.
Oh, this one will be fast. I think everyone will agree. Captain Phasma was pointless and wasted.
Yeah.
Captain Phasma. Yeah. Captain Phasma's character was just as deep and complex as Constable Zuvio. Now, let me tell you why.
Let me tell you.
One, she was in so many great scenes. Remember when she told Finn, "Hey, you're not supposed to have your helmet off." By the way, that was great. Best acting I've ever seen in the whole franchise.
I am your father. What's that? Give me that helmet scene.
I know. By the way, I think you'll be needing this. What's that? I mean.
Anyway. Yeah, so she was pointless, but they didn't kill her off, so it's even more pointless to... Whatever. Alright. This one really bugs me. These next two really kind of bug me. They're kind of similar things. They did the Death Star again.
Here, let me tell you what happened with me. I'm just on Facebook, and I see this picture for, I believe, like, Empire Magazine, this cover, and on the side it says, "Building a bigger, badder Death Star." And number one, that was a spoiler. Thanks a lot, magazine. And number two, I was just like, are you serious? Really? Now, I do have to admit, that is a very weak point where I can't agree if someone doesn't like it. But I did like how the base was a lot tougher to destroy. A lot tougher.
It's bigger and badder, Adam, of course.
They were trying to get at that thing.
Those adjectives, man.
Yeah.
It was harder to destroy, because the rebels go into this with such a resistance go into this with such a lackadaisical attitude of Han. There's always a way to blow it up. We got this shit. And like, yeah.
I didn't really.
We don't need any stolen codes to get through the shield. We'll just go at light speed to it.
Yeah, well, which was a cool scene, but.
The entrance was cool, though. I liked that.
It was a blatant retread, and it came out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere, they just showed it, and they're like, oh, we don't need to explain what this is. It's just Starkiller base. You know what this is. It's a Death Star. Even though I do like the idea that it saps away the sun, even though that makes no sense.
That's like Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers, kind of.
It was a cool visual.
Transformers logic.
Anyway, I think we all agree.
Okay, what did you do with Star Wars now?
Now let me drop this bit of idea on you. Let's say they want to do a third Death Star no matter what. I can't convince them otherwise. What if they don't blow it up at the end? What if the rebels fail? Poe Dameron escapes, Nien Nunb escapes, and that fat guy with the beard escapes. Don't remember his name.
Snap Wexley.
Yes, thank you. Those three escape, and then this thing is just out there for the next 2 movies, blowing shit to bits. The rebels are constantly on the run, because if they stay in two places too long, this thing's going to destroy them. I think that would add a better dynamic than, oh, we blow it up again.
I
would have been
thought that
interesting
was...
to see, but I feel that, like, at a certain point, they had to do something to even the balance, especially after Han was killed. I felt that at that point, it's like, okay, something big needs to happen to top Han Solo dying. But That'll be a very interesting dynamic.
My theory
I
of
just
why
think
they
that-
put my theory on why there's a third Death Star is pretty much this. J.J. Abrams wanted something that was familiar with the general audience. Everyone knows the Death Star.
But there was so much more that was familiar that you didn't need another Death Star.
You honestly didn't, but they did it anyway, and I can live with it. It was one of the weaker parts of the movie, but I still enjoyed the movie enough to not really bug me.
Here's another thing. Okay,
Exactly.
let's say they're dead set on blowing this damn thing up. Instead of doing Kylo murdering Han, which was okay, I suppose, I wish he went out in a different way. I wish him, Chewie, and the Falcon all went out together.
Oh no, man, that would break my heart.
Really?
That's too. No, that's
Yeah.
bad news.
I thought Chewbacca actually died. I thought he actually blew himself up initially as
Yeah.
kind of like I want to join Han Solo in a And I'm like, no, not Chewie, because
Yeah,
I
but
saw
That would be
Han's
a bit more
death
depressing
coming.
than
Imagine if Han on Independence Day on the Starkiller base and flew directly into the thing, and then that blew that up, but killed them all. But it was the only hope to save everyone. I think that would have been even cooler than just having them all survive except for Han.
That would break my heart, though. I saw Han's death coming a mile away, but oh my god, I would fall into a depression. That's sad stuff, man.
I'm with you, Adam.
When Han Solo died, I wanted to
Exactly.
You're
Anyway.
one messed up individual, James. You're messed up.
I'm aware that's kind of my thing. It's what got me my 33 subscribers. All right. Horrible. All right. This will be a quick one too. There is a lack of variety in the fighter craft. It's just X-wings versus TIE fighters. Where did all the
Yeah.
fighters go? B-wings, Y-wings, K-wings, interceptors.
Yeah.
I was
I'll-
disappointed in that. I wanted to see TIE interceptors first order style. That would be cool. Those are my favorites.
The X-wings that are in the movie and the expanded stuff now, those are like the junk X-wings. There's actually another form of X-wing out there that the New Republic has supposedly that is even better than what like Poe and the rest were using.
And I don't understand that shit. They need? As much as we don't need politics in Star Wars, we needed some politics in this one. Just a brief.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Maybe they'll explain it. Maybe they'll explain it a little more in Episode 8 and 9. I mean, there's still 2 more movies.
Like there's a republic, but they aren't. They don't have an army, but they have a fleet.
There's potential of 2 to 5 more movies, or tell even more than that because they can make them till we're dead or beyond at this point. So,
Okay.
that's what I look at.
All right. So we all agreed on the fighters thing. There should have been more.
Yeah, well, I think
because
that was pretty much.
Wasn't there?
I understand, like, I would have loved to see, like, interceptors and other varieties of resistance fighters, but I think that also that was probably an intentional, like, because J.J. Abrams is a self-professed lover of A New Hope in particular, out of all the Star Wars films. So I think he very much wanted to do, like, that one-on-one X-Wing versus TIE Fighter thing versus more like Return of the Jedi, where it's, like, A-Wings, B-Wings.
But there were Y-wings in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader had his
But
own
also,
thing.
if
Why didn't
X-Wings
Kylo
and
Ren?
Y-Wings carry the same bomb that can blow up the installation to begin with, and there's less of a point for Y-Wings.
Well, here's another idea for the final battle. Have it be the X-wings trying to take out the TIE fighters, and TIE fighters trying to take out the Y-wings, Y-wings trying to take out Starkiller Base.
That'd be pretty cool. Add a little more
That
dynamic.
feels like it's a mission
fight.
in Rogue Squadron, the video game.
That is a mission right now. Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue One is going to be all that stuff. So
It better
hopefully
be.
there's like even new vehicles in Rogue One. Is Darth Vader going to be in Rogue One?
I'm hearing rumors that he is. I'm hearing rumors that James Earl Jones is coming back, but I'm gonna admit, as much as I'd love to see Vader in another movie, I'm really, really kind of hoping they don't, because it's like, because I kind of like what they were doing with The Force Awakens, where like they're giving us some new characters but keeping some of the old ones in. But with Rogue One, I think it's an all new story. Just give us all new characters. Now, the one thing I will say, I have heard a rumor that they're gonna put Grand Moff Tarkin in with CG.
That's completely.
I'd be okay with that, but Vader, I'm unsure about.
I want Vader because it makes sense for him to be there.
Yeah, because he was chasing the people who stole the plans.
Yeah, and
He was right on their
in
tail.
the Empire, you're gonna have Vader on that shit.
I'd
No,
say
I will
have him
say-
at the very end.
I will say, if they do put Vader in it, this is, I don't know. Now, obviously, I haven't read a single thing really plot, because there's really no plot really details or leaks anything out there for Rogue One. There's hardly even any set pictures, which still baffles me why. But the way I would end Rogue One would be Darth Vader starting his chase with Princess Leia.
That'd be cool.
Corellian Corvette. How I would end the movie: the Star Destroyer starting to chase the Corellian Corvette. Credits. You could come home, pop in A New Hope. Corellian Corvette, Star Destroyer.
I like that, and I
That'd
want
be
to.
amazing. That's how they should do it.
To what you said about wanting new vehicles. You get yourself into trouble when you add vehicles into a movie that's set before A New Hope, only because everyone will be saying, "Where were those when it was happening?"
Especially if it's like Rogue One and it's immediately before A New Hope. You can't even say like it's a year or so. They found out that it wasn't as useful as they thought. No, it's like this is
Right, like if you give the Empire a brand new walker that's really cool, why wouldn't they use that later? So that's just a minor problem that I could see happening if they do that. But moving on, all right, we've already covered Kylo Ren. We've already covered him and what I think about. Oh, have we? No, whatever. I'll get on that later because I don't want to talk about him too much. I thought the plot was rushed. Like we didn't get too long in one place, which at times was good, but at times I thought we could have spent a little more time with some characters. I didn't think we were on the Star Destroyer long enough. I didn't think we saw Vader's Bert's helmet long enough. Stuff like that.
I did feel like the pacing was kind of off. When I was in the theater, I felt like the pacing was, especially during the Han Solo scene, I'm kind of like, this is kind of odd. I'm just sort of, like I'm trying to comprehend the pacing because it seems kind of, calm, and then boom, here's something, and then kind of calm, and then boom, here's something. It was kind of odd to me, but it didn't really take me out of the movie too much, but that was probably the biggest
No,
thing.
the best thing I could compare it to, it felt pacing-wise similar to Jurassic World, a movie that I loved. But in this, it doesn't work, whereas it worked in Jurassic World. Because this has dialogue that it's better than that one, so you want to hear more of it, and you don't need to go from set piece to set piece. You could have stayed with some scenes longer. But that's just my thing.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas could. I mean, when the end battle and everything at the end of Force Awakens the pacing was the edit was off compared to Return of the Jedi or even Phantom Menace. George Lucas could go back and forth between all these different scenes, and the editing felt right. There was no wipes in this movie, was there? Was there?
Yeah, there were some.
Well, there wasn't. Yeah, there were wipes, but there was. I mean, you know what I'm saying about the ending and the jumping back and forth didn't seem quite as natural as some of the others.
Agreed.
I don't really think there was a lot of jumping back and forth. I kind of think a lot of the characters were pretty much at the same place, pretty much at the same time.
Well, the fighter battle versus inside the base versus the resistance base, and
I didn't really have a problem with that, me personally, but I can see how someone else might.
I think at least if we're comparing pacing with the original trilogy, if we bring it to like the Death Star, the first Death Star fight. I think it felt just this is getting very general now, but it felt like in A New Hope that we spent more time up in the air with the fighters.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it felt like very much like a background to what was happening on the ground at Starkiller Base.
Like, I can't name all the pilots in this movie. I can name damn near all of them from the original. Granted, that came out in 1977, and I can just look it up, but I can look at the new ones too. But like Wedge stuck with you, even Biggs and Porkins, and Garvin Drees, or however the hell you pronounce that bullshit. You knew all the pilots, so when they died, even if you knew them a little bit, you knew, oh, that's Porkins, that's the fat guy. Whereas the new fat guy isn't as fun.
Yeah.
Hey man, be careful about talking smack about Garvin Drees. That's my brother's favorite Star Wars character. So.
I didn't talk smack. I just can't pronounce his name. Anyway,
it's Garvin Drees. You got it right.
Okay, that's good to know.
Do you want any of those? This is tied into that. These pilots from the original in Rogue One. Do we want those as characters with new actors or no?
No, because it doesn't make sense for them to be there.
I mean, it would have to, yeah.
I personally would love to see a Force Ghost Biggs Darklighter.
This is.
Well, this is before that.
No,
he
gets
cool. He
gets
like,
before it.
Oh, you're talking about Rogue One. I thought you were talking about Force Awakens.
Rogue One.
Oh, Rogue One. I want to see a Force Ghost Biggs Darklighter.
No. I mean, you bring up a point though with like seeing original trilogy pilots and the new one, because I'm sure one of you guys can help me out here, but what was the name of the comic series where Biggs was the main character?
It was
Darkfire.
Empire, yeah.
hmm
Oh yeah.
So, like, seeing something like putting a spotlight on a minor character from the original, that I would actually kind of enjoy that, because I mean, and we can get to this later, but like a Han Solo anthology film, everybody's kind of like, you can't really get anybody besides Harrison Ford to be a true Han Solo. But
Anthony and Gruber.
can you
How
get
about that?
somebody else to be a Biggs, and flush them out?
Agreed. Next thing I got here. All right, I can cross a few of these because we've covered a few of these actually, which is good. The CGI on Maz Kanata, Snoke wasn't that bad. On Maz Kanata, though, was very obvious, very out of place, and I don't understand why they did it. I think they could have used a puppet of some sort, or just make that character different to where you don't need to use CGI. Because like when she's crawling on the table and you see her, she looked very fake. And as a movie that touted itself, oh, we're using practical effects, it's gonna look so good, and then to have one of the most key characters for like a part of the movie be that CGI, felt bad. It looked bad. It was just bad.
Okay, so I agree with you there partially. I'm kind of flipped where I think Snoke looked kind of bad, and they could have done an actor for that. But Maz Kanata, when she got on the table and she adjusted her goggles and made her eyes bigger, thinking about that, do you guys remember in Toy Story 2 when the old man is polishing Woody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he adjusts his goggles? That's what it reminds me of. Boom, there you go. You can never see that scene the same again.
No, I never will.
I agree with Adam. I think that Snoke looked much more CGI. He bothered me. Snoke bothered me. His appearance bothered me. I think they could have definitely gone with an actor, if not Circus, and just did the makeup, the prosthetics. Maz Kanata actually didn't look too bad to me. I think that the eyes were done really well, especially that part where you get to see Toy Story guy. So, he didn't bother me at all. But Snoke did.
The more you mention it, I wish Snoke was an actor now. So I retract that previous comment that he looked good. He looked like ass now. So he should have been a person. Kanata, oh God, everything about that just bugs me. I don't like the way they did that. We already covered Han Solo. I don't really need to bring that up, but I will. Nah, screw it. Here's one thing.
Bring it up. Do it.
All right, this will be quick then. There were no real fleets. Like at the end of Return of the Jedi, we see Mon Cal cruisers, Nebulon Bs, Corellian corvettes, the Rebel transports. We see the Executor. We see hundreds of Star Destroyers and all these ships. And then in this one, we see one Star Destroyer. Where the hell did that go during the final battle, I might add? And they say the Republic had a fleet, but it got destroyed when the planet got destroyed, and like none of that made sense to me. That was just a minor.
Yeah, I can see that, but again, also I feel like they're trying to harken back to A New Hope, where we don't see a big cruiser fight.
That's true.
But I expect that with the future installments of the sequel trilogy, we'll probably see something like that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But now that we have seen it, why should we be going backwards?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta admit, even the most staunchest of prequel haters, which I am not one of, they have to admit that opening scene in Revenge of the Sith with all the cruisers duking it out is cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one of the best CGIs from the prequels. Of course, the second best, actually the best CGI, is Commander Cody. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of hoping for a big time land battle. We saw a lot of that in the prequels, and even Hoth, and we saw nothing like that in here. I mean, we saw a little cool battle at Maz Kanata's castle with the Stormies and whatnot, but we didn't get to see a huge land battle. And I was kind of hoping
like land vehicle battle.
Yes.
It seems
I wish
there is a new.
I hope we get that.
The First Order does have a new walker that you can barely see in the distance, right? Walking like they first get there. What?
Not anymore. They don't. It got blown up on Starkiller Base.
Well, I'm just saying in general they have a different kind of walker, which you never really get a good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like the big land battles always take place in the second movie, Attack of the Clones, Empire Strikes Back.
You had the teddy bear fight.
Teddy bear fight was great. That was good. I would say that was. Do you remember that heart-wrenching scene when you see the one teddy bear die and you see the other teddy bear come up? That was so sad. That would almost be just as sad as Kamikaze, Han Solo, and Chewbacca.
How dare you try to overthrow our glorious Imperial overlords?
I want Gungans and battle droids. I need to see that again.
Gungans are the best. You know,
And
even though I'm not a
didn't-
huge fan of
That was a
Gungans,
cool
I have a
battle.
whole.
Well, I kind of disagree with that, with the whole battle, because between the Gungans and the battle droids, because first off, like, in the story context, you know, it was just a diversion, so it wasn't even a battle that really mattered. And also, it's battle droids who are, you know, soulless robots, so it doesn't matter anyway. And it's Gungans who, with the bias of Jar Jar Binks,
You
you
want
say,
to die.
I don't really care if some Gungans die.
Oh.
It's between aliens
But the
that you don't
Boopa-
care about
oh,
and
man.
robots you don't care.
Not even the Jedi care if the Gungans die, because they're part of their plan is to kill them off while they do more important things.
I do not care if the Gungans die. If they die, it is a necessary
Are we,
sacrifice.
are,
That
are
one
we
bit
ever
where
gonna?
Sidious is like, wipe them out, all of them. I'm like, all right.
Works for me.
Let's
Go
do
on,
it.
Luke.
Are we ever gonna see another battle droid in a live-action Star Wars movie?
No.
Probably not.
Man.
I was actually kind of hoping on.
I want to
Jakku
see
would
Mr.
see really.
Bone.
I was thinking this would be a cool Easter egg if they would have done this, like a battle droid just really worn out with replaced parts being used by someone as like a servant. Just seeing how recycled the Jakku is from like previous years and how long it's just been around. That would have been pretty cool. I kind of hoped to see that at some point, maybe even in Rebels.
Well-
That'd be cool.
Fuck Rebels.
In Aftermath, the book,
Oh,
and I know
Rebels!
you've read
What
it,
did you
right?
say?
I
What are
hate
you
it.
saying, Tony?
I said, I know Dan has read the book Aftermath. There is one of Snaps, he's in the book.
Yes.
Snaps.
He has a battle droid that he has like reconfigured to be like this death fighting machine. It's like it has bird skeleton bones or something like that. It's
That's
made of
right.
black, and it's like a extreme killing machine. It's like super vicious, and it's like the battle scenes where this
Assassin
thing
droid?
fights is awesome. And I was
If
like,
it's
this
not
guy
in the
needs to be
movies, I
made
don't
into a character. Well, he needs to be in the movies or something, but he's like my favorite character so far in the book.
It would be cool if we saw like
Yeah,
an edgy
sadly.
character that actually like did something in the movies. That would be pretty cool. Like
I'm
an
very
actual threat robot, not just a we're just gonna be cannon or lightsaber fodder.
First Order Dark Troopers. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I'm glad we brought up books, because that's actually my next point. I should not have to have anything filled in for me by either books or J.J. Abrams just seeing this movie. Whenever I bring up Hosnian Prime to people, they're like, oh, but if you read Aftermath, I'm like, I shouldn't have to read that to know what's going on. Whenever they bring up, Abrams, this is why Kylo Ren's evil, this is why this is why this. You shouldn't have to explain things from your movie to me. I should be able to pick them up in the movie. And either I'm an idiot, which I am, but a bigger idiot, or you made it purposely deceitful, but then why, maybe to save it for the next movie, then why would you go ahead and tell us? All these things, I don't understand why we're either not in the movie, not explained, or why not just set it on Coruscant?
Who
So what on
knows,
Coruscant?
honestly? The whole destruction of the Republic
Oh.
on Coruscant. I do see.
They could say that the prequels were invalid then if you destroyed Coruscant at this point, the first movie out.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of see why J.J. Abrams would sort of explain some things, because of all those mindless those mindless Force Awakens haters who just want to hate on something for the sake of hating on something. I mean, because see, James, all the points you're bringing up are actually pretty valid. You're not bringing up the stupid stuff like, oh, Kylo Ren, why does he wear a mask? It's so stupid. He's a Vader
He wears a
ripoff.
mask because it's an homage to Darth Vader.
Yeah, and because he wants to hide himself from himself and other people.
Yeah.
People don't understand that.
Yeah, people are idiots, but I'm a different kind of idiot. I'm a reasonable idiot.
Same here, man. Same here.
Exactly. So, like, my points are fair. It's just, like, they're a point that a lot of people agree with, but then can either get over, or they just don't give a shit. Alright, I got two more. One more, because the last one doesn't matter, because it's about Zuvio, and that doesn't matter.
I love Zuvio, though. You better say that one. I'll be heartbroken if you don't.
No, I think we should.
It's just heartbroken.
Live shows talking about Zuvio.
I'll be just as heartbroken if you don't mention Zuvio as I was when you brought up.
Zuvio, there you go. He's been mentioned.
Good, good.
Well, I think that the ending scene with Luke Skywalker was really awkward. When she's holding that lightsaber out to him, and he's just kind of staring at her, and he tilts his head, and like, I wish he had just taken the lightsaber and then they ended it. Why is she just standing like? It's weird. It feels weird. It feels out of place. It feels awkward. Like, don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. I'm not saying that. But instead of cutting back to him twice, just staring at her, cut back to him once, having her look, then have her take a step forward, hand it to him, and then have him just kind of take it and look at it, and then cut. I think that would have been better.
One thing I would have really liked, I do kind of think that was a bit awkward, but one thing that would have been even cooler, the end thing is you see both of their hands and Luke is about to grab it, then just as he's about to, he sort of pulls away, and then end of the movie. Like, he's very reluctant about becoming, you know, a Jedi Master again. Because clearly he's probably really depressed. I mean, honestly.
Out of his mind. He just got Order 66 by, you know.
Hands in Luke's lightsaber. Speaking of hands in Luke's lightsaber, where's Luke's other hand that he got cut off? It's like, okay, you get the whole
for another time.
Dude, it's been. How long has it been? It's been like
30 years.
5 years.
31. No, 30. How many
34, I
years
think.
in Empire and Jedi?
32 years in real time and 30 years in the movies.
No, it's not 30 years in the movie because he lost it
Like
in Empire.
31.
Oh.
And I think
we're
it was
talking
1
about
year in
Empire.
between.
So 31 years. Yeah, that hand is just blown now.
Yeah, it would have been decayed. That would have been thrown away. The Bespin janitor just would have seen that like,
Yeah.
fuck dude, and just thrown it away.
Sweep it away.
I thought of one more thing that I forgot to write down. Where the hell was Lando?
Lando is off. I mean, he's an old guy, but he's still getting chicks, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's still playing. Lando's still playing. He ain't no resistance guy no more.
He didn't even get a mention. Like he went. Even Akbar was in this damn thing. He went from High General of the Rebellion, blowing up the second Death Star with some help from Wedge, but still being a big part of it, to not even getting a mention in the movie. What the hell, Abram?
Well, there's still 2 more movies.
Yeah.
Should have made a mention of it.
And they said he's coming back for 8, so.
Who said that?
I mean, it's been kind of like I've just been seeing it all over Facebook. It's like, oh yeah, Lando's coming back. I mean, I forget what I think it was like. I forget what major site it was, but I saw something.
Did he accidentally
find it.
say it like he did when he returned to into Rebels, the cartoon? He sort of revealed that at a convention, and he wasn't supposed to. And,
Every time the word Rebel, my heart slowly dies.
Well,
Rebels.
talking about the whole Lando thing real quick. Like,
Yeah.
if
We're
Lando
done,
comes
though.
back, you know, I'm all for that. Obviously, he's working on Rebels, so he still has a good working relationship with the people in charge. But you know, I would have rather that they not mention him at all in The Force Awakens like they do, and have him have an actual meaningful part of a future sequel, than just kind of have him shoehorned in like, oh hey, look, it's Lando over there in the meeting room.
Okay, see, that makes sense. I like that, but I would have liked it more if during the thing someone said, oh, General Calrissian is off doing this. And then you don't, it doesn't matter, because at least said he had a point, he was there, he was doing something else more important.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he wasn't even mentioned when he was part of the core group of rebels at the end just felt a little weird.
I think the main reason they didn't is because I don't think they know what they're gonna do with Lando just yet, because
That's true.
it's like,
The script's not
I
written or
mean,
anything.
Billy D, he's getting up there in years, and similar to, you know, rest in peace, Alan Rickman and other actors, who knows how long they'll stay around, you know. Maybe they mention Lando in The Force Awakens, and, you know, let's hope it doesn't happen. Billy D. Williams dies with him.
Knock on wood.
They have plans for Leia and Luke. You hear the different interviews about they'll be in 9. I mean, it's like they're not even telling you different, that they'll die or something.
Yeah.
But
And
they
doing
don't.
78.
Yeah.
So
And that's the end of my Force Awakens rant. I hope you all enjoyed it.
we got through the list.
So, conclusion, The Force Awakens is the best movie ever. The only flaws it has is that, number 1, no Zuvio, number 2, no Commander Cody, and number 3, why was the music so kind of generic and boring?
And no Lando.
James, I do have one more question. Did your opinion on BB-8 change? Because I know prior to the movie you really weren't a big fan of BB-8. Has that changed at all?
Slightly. There are some great BB-8 scenes. The thumbs up is always funny. They show him going downstairs. I still want to know how he goes upstairs.
The Force.
He's got those little cable things.
He's got the cables, yeah.
So overall, I think he was a good substitute R2-D2. Oh, one more complaint now, actually. Who this map to Luke Skywalker? Why is there a map to Luke Skywalker? Why did the Empire have a map to Luke Skywalker? What the hell is going on with that?
I think it was just a star chart to like the first Jedi Temple. Like,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Why would they care? They don't need one.
Well, see, the thing is, it was a map to the first Jedi Temple, and
they
it
should have
was,
said that.
and it's been. I believe they did. I believe
No,
they
this
did.
is the. I remember
No,
Poe
it's
saying
a
it.
map to Luke Skywalker.
Exactly.
And
So,
people
like,
believed that Luke Skywalker was at the first Jedi Temple, so
yeah,
it's implied
it's
that that's a map to the first
wording.
Jedi
It's
Temple.
all wording. And if they said,
Yeah,
Luke's hiding out in the
crazy.
Jedi Temple, we have a map to this Jedi Temple, that's fine. But the fact that everyone said, I need the map to Luke Skywalker, no, because that doesn't... And then, oh, how'd you get your part, Kylo? Oh, we found it in the footage of the old Empire. They wouldn't have it to Luke, they'd have it to the old temple, but not to Luke. And it's irritating that there's a difference, because it's just dumb wording, but it bothers me.
And
Continue.
why is the map? Okay, since we're talking about the map, what I don't understand is who split the map, and what was their purpose so they wouldn't find Luke or find the Jedi Temple?
Luke probably.
I
said
feel
that,
like that's
I'd
a
say.
sequel
If
question.
it was just a map to the temple, why is it split up?
Luke probably split it to make it harder for people to find him.
No,
I'd
but
say.
before Luke went there, because the First Order found it, their portion of it, in the archives of the old Empire. Kylo says it. So this map has been in existence since the Empire, 30, whatever, maybe
It's
even.
supposedly R2-D2 got that when he was on the first Death Star.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying too about that. I don't know.
Then why isn't his map complete?
Why isn't anybody's map complete?
Like,
That's probably a sequel question, like Logan said.
Why
Yeah.
are maps never complete in movies?
I mean, really, yeah.
It's a running
You need to
theme.
find the missing piece to locate the
Yeah.
treasure.
Okay, I've talked for more than enough. You guys can continue
Appreciate
now.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here, James. Stupid James. You know, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that my middle name is James. I don't want to share my name with you.
I don't
Get
know.
out of here.
My name is the Vaderman. I've legally changed it.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
So, yeah,
All right.
I think, yeah, definitely some valid points were brought up. And like we said with the whole latest one, and Adam agreed that some things we probably just won't know until episode 8 or even episode 9. So, yeah, but Force Awakens still, no matter what you think about it, is still one of the highest-grossing movies of all time now.
And I still have a 4-foot stormtrooper in my house, so I guess I can't bitch about it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I have a Ray standee, so I really have no right to bitch about it.
Christ.
man, I don't want to know what you do with that Ray standee. I don't want to.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It has stayed in that spot since I bought it, and it will continue to stay in that spot.
To admire it.
You from your bed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
As long as it's got a good view from your bed, man, it don't need to move. That's all I'm saying.
Oh boy. All right. Okay, so I think we have, at this point, well, I know obviously everybody here has not been on all of them, but through 3 live shows, we have analyzed and dissected almost every detail of The Force Awakens. So now we're just waiting until Rogue One, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, let's talk about Rogue One a little bit. We still got some time going.
Well,
in this.
can I still bring something up from Force Awakens here?
No.
Sure.
The new footage from today, I have a theory on Snoke. The near footage from Rebels. What was this talk about early on? There's a tie between Rebels and Force Awakens. Did you see any tie between Rebels and Force Awakens? Other than the new tri-saber in the thing today. And he's being trained now, spoiler alert, on the June trailer, which they spoiled for the season, whatever.
Mhm.
But Ezra is somehow connected to Darth Maul, is back. And
Dude,
he's got this tri-saber, and he's getting and he's getting tempted towards the dark side. So maybe Ezra is Snoke.
Oh!
Hey, guess what? Star Wars Rebels.
Myself,
Star
hang
Wars
on.
Rebels. Star Wars Rebels is turning into fan fiction, flat out. It's like, oh, and then Ahsoka Tano, she sees a vision. Then Anakin's like, no, I've changed. Oh, seriously, that's.
I'll I'll agree with Adam. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Rebels. I enjoyed the crap out of the first season. I am severely behind on season 2. I've seen 2 episodes from this current season, and I'm upset about it.
Well, you're not missing much.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of good stuff, actually.
I would look.
I feel like they're pushing the Clone Wars into this a bit too much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with Rex and Ahsoka, but Hondo Anaka, and now Maul. I'm probably gonna piss a couple of people off here. I'm not a fan of Maul.
Oh my
I like Maul. I mean, I'm trying to say this. I like Maul. He's cool. He's interesting, but I'm not the biggest fan of him post Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they always find a way to tie Maul into it, and I feel like it gets a bit old sometimes. I agree.
Maul is Snoke.
Yeah, Maul is Snoke.
Oh my! I've heard that's. Oh my!
He gets rid of his tattoos. That's why he has all those scars, Snoke.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I've heard that theory too.
He pulled out his horns.
Okay.
There you go.
What's everybody's favorite Snoke theory out there? Because there's another one I heard that I really laughed at. It's Snoke is Grand Moff Tarkin.
What?
I don't know. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Yes, because being incinerated when the Death Star exploded, you can come back from that.
Come back.
Oh my god.
I like Ezra as Snoke. That's my favorite.
Oh boy.
That's really dumb. That's really,
I like the
really
theory
dumb.
though. Makes sense, Dan.
Hold up. If I'm saying this now. If Ezra is Snoke, I will burn a house down.
Dude, if Ezra's
That house
Snoke,
will be.
if Ezra's Snoke, you can burn down my house.
I will. I don't even need to know where you live. I'll just burn down all the houses until I get to yours.
Yeah, you do that, man.
I will.
I actually appreciate it.
No problem. I'm here for you, buddy.
Oh boy. Jeez.
But yeah,
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we've skipped Rogue One. We're knee deep into Rebels, and everybody's mixed feelings about it.
Who is caught up besides me? On
I have
Rebels?
not seen season 2.
I'm
at
caught up.
all.
I'm
caught up.
You're
I'm
caught
watching
up.
the trailer for season 2 now, so hold up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least all things aside about it being, Star Wars fan fiction or whatever, it looks like Rebels is continuing its trend from the first season of the second half being infinitely more interesting than the first. I don't know if you guys agree with that or what, but
I agree with that, but
Where's Tarkin?
it's kind of stupid. Like Yoda, even you need to put Yoda into this. Sure, why not?
Where's Tarkin in second season?
I'm not the biggest fan of his CG model.
It looks like Kermit the Frog even more.
Wait, hold up.
oh yeah,
You Rebels?
Yes.
When?
There's a new trailer for Rebels today for the second half of the season.
I'm watching it now. He's in that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, hold up. I'll stop talking then when I finish the trailer.
Can you watch Rebels online, Dan?
Yeah, I've been.
I wonder if I can just do one of those screen
I just buy
plays
it.
and like everybody watching this can see it or something.
One thing I
Be able to
need.
do that.
Should we do a commentary on the trailer? Can we do that? Can you bring it up and then we'll just talk over
I
it?
have a feeling like we'll have to like pause it like every 5 seconds or something. But
Oh,
Damn
yeah.
right we would.
So, was there any other ties to The Force Awakens and Rebels that anybody caught?
Yes, Ezra Bridger is Kylo Ren.
What the hell was that?
That is Yoda. That's Yoda, man. Don't you see it? It's Yoda.
That is sickening.
It's amazing. It looks like Yoda's got Ebola, but
great. Do you guys want me to play the trailer so we can
Put it on.
Put it
Yeah,
on. Let's
put
go
it
for it.
on. Do it.
All right. I've got it open in one of these windows. Let's see. I'm a bit rusty at this.
This is dumb.
Make me want to vomit.
Let's see. It's probably not going to play the audio through the Hangout, but
That's fine.
here we go. We can just. It's mainly visuals anyway, so whatever.
You can screen share it.
There we go. It is screen shared right now.
Oh, my bad. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, I'm putting it in.
I already hate it.
There's the Inquisitors.
Yep, there's
And
Vader.
Vader.
Let's see if I full screen it. Will
How many,
Inquisitors are
how
stupid.
many Inquisitors are there?
50,000.
It's not displaying still.
Inquisitors are secretly Knights of Ren.
Alright. It's alright.
Yes, true.
I missed it.
True. Oh, God.
Okay, I'm screen sharing it again. I tried to go full screen, but the computer disagreed with me.
Who cares?
Hey, is the trailer in 3D?
No.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing that could make
Okay. There's the ghost. There's some
Yeah.
rocks.
There she goes.
Oh, there's Hera.
Oh yeah. Some Twilight.
Now the-
Hold on, pause it.
They're gonna join the rebellion there. Oh, stop. That was Leia.
Piss me off. That specific Twi'lek or Twi'lek or however you want to call it was in the Clone Wars.
Syndulla.
Oh, that guy's also from the Clone Wars?
Stop.
Yeah.
One
Was
of
he?
the-
Well, can you remind me how he was in the Clone Wars?
He was in
I thought
The Ryloth trilogy?
Yeah, the Ryloth episodes.
Ah, yeah.
unnamed guy, and then they gave him this big. It makes
That guy.
him feel
That guy.
small.
Damn it. I keep missing the pause. There we go.
That guy, yeah. He was in, maybe that's the little girl from the,
Swear to God, if that's the little girl, I'm gonna kill someone.
that's the little girl, Numa?
We
I
get
forgot her
it.
name.
Yes, that's gotta be her.
If that's Numa,
Yeah.
if that's Numa, I want to see. If that's
Cody.
Numa, I need to see an older Boyle meet Numa again. I'm just saying.
Waxer and Boyle.
I am.
Waxer's dead though.
Alright.
Waxer
Like,
died.
continue with this
Yeah.
trailer.
Okay.
You gotta
Okay.
be fucking kidding me.
We could pause it when we want to talk about
There's
something.
Princess
What about Leia
Leia.
coming
Princess
back?
Leia.
Why is she in Rebels?
Stop.
Because
Wouldn't she be like
reasons.
15
I like
or
that.
something at this
Part
time?
of the
She looks
Imperial
like
Senate.
25.
I want Leia back.
What do you
I
think of her voice?
I mean, she was in the Force Unleashed, so I guess it's not awful that she's in this. I guess.
Force Unleashed isn't canon anymore.
But Force Unleashed is canon in my heart.
Well, see, the thing is
Force
that
Unleashed takes around the same place time period, so.
the thing
Shut
that
up.
just gets me is that at least in the Force Unleashed game, like she visibly looked younger, like 5 years younger than A New Hope. But here she looks older than A New Hope. I don't know. If that's just
And remember, the thing is, Ezra was born the day the Empire was founded. So was Luke and Leia. Leia should
No,
be the
actually-
same age as Ezra.
Yes.
What the hell?
Actually,
Girls-
no, I think
Girls
Leia are a
mature
couple
faster than boys. You got to recall that during those.
But even still, that is not like a 13-year-old girl right there. That's like mid-20s or something.
But actually, there was a confirmation by Filoni that we're 3 years away from Hope, not 5 anymore.
Even still, I don't know. It's yeah.
Oh,
That's
so is Ezra older now?
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-oh, we lost
gross.
somebody.
Who died? Did Logan die?
Logan
I
died.
think Logan did die. Rest in peace, Logan.
So you cannot continue the trailer. We have to look at Leia.
So here's
Today we've lost another person in the world, David Bowie.
We need to do
Now
the.
Logan.
We need
What
to
were your
do
thoughts
the,
on her voice? What her voice acting? I don't know. It's not Carrie
sounds
Fisher.
like Carrie-
Who is
sounds
the
like
Who
Carrie
is the
Fisher.
actress?
I don't know, but it didn't sound a little like Leia, but not too much in my opinion.
Yeah.
all right. So
It's not Catherine Tabor who did Padme, is it? And she did
I
didn't
don't
she
know.
do
It's
the
not
voice
the same
for
actress
Force
as Padme.
Unleashed too? Didn't Tabor do Leia and a couple different things too? But it's not her.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
she did in the Force Unleashed, I believe. It was the same
Yeah.
voice actress as Padme. Anyway, continuing on with our trailer.
Okay, what's going on here?
Force stuff.
A walker.
I like the new ship.
I hate the lightsabers.
Space whales.
One thing I just keep
It looked
thinking
like-
about is I don't want to buy any of the products
Space.
from
Do we
Rebels
have a new
anymore.
Inquisitor in this scene? Yep. It was
Yeah, like
third
who's that?
Inquisitor.
There's a third Inquisitor. Is that Darth Maul?
No, that's the fifth brother. That's what they're calling him.
No, there's
No,
another.
No,
a
there's
third
technically
one
a
there.
fourth. I'm calling that his name is the I'm trying
Kylo Ren.
There we go.
No,
I have it
no,
paused
he
on
is.
it where you
He's
can
the
see
eighth brother.
Oh wow, yeah.
Another
there's a new one.
Inquisitor.
That's the 8th brother.
I'm calling him the eighth brother. He's
So at this point, they're just pulling Inquisitors out of their ass. So, just like, hey, we need another double-bladed lightsaber person.
Hey, if Darth
Yeah.
Vader's in this scene, he'll look like a bitch because we can't kill off the main characters. Let's throw the Inquisitors in.
How about instead of having Inquisitors that are always beat by the good guys, how about have Darth Vader come in and kill that annoying Ezra Bridger.
Thank you.
We discussed this in
Ezra's my
last-
favorite. Adam.
Then
Be
he
quiet.
Ezra's
can't
awful.
become. Ezra can't become Snoke then.
Yeah, that's true.
Ezra's not Snoke. That's stupid. If they do that, that's
Ezra grows up to be Aladdin.
I've adopted
Adam,
Dan.
how dare you say that about Ezra?
Ezra
Oh God,
Snoke.
man! You got that? You got that doll? You got that Ezra Bridger doll? Man,
All
you
right,
should
let's
cry,
continue with
man.
this trailer.
Yeah, so let's go
We
beyond
will
this.
never
Part.
be finished watching this trailer at this
Yeah.
pace.
What is that going on? What was
Jedi
going on
Temple
right
Guards.
there?
Are those Jedi Temple Guards?
Yes.
They look like Jedi Temple
I
Guards.
just watched the trailer by myself.
Okay.
Silently. Yes, they are.
I thought that was like Kanan like cloning himself or something. I don't know what that was.
No.
All right, continuing. Vader again.
Yeah.
I really hope he kills Ahsoka, but yeah.
Well, they do fight.
That would actually be some character development.
Yeah,
but
it
I don't
would.
think
There's Yoda.
Rebels
Here we
likes
go
that.
again. Yoda.
Buzz on Yoda.
Now, is he
Yoda.
Yoda. Is Ezra seeing Yoda in a vision there? Or why is he
Look,
looking
I don't
like he's
care,
real?
because that's
Like
not
he's actually there.
There we go.
Oh,
There's
God.
some
Yeah, don't like
weird Yoda. I get
Looks
that they're
horrible.
trying to emulate the puppet from The Empire Strikes Back, but whether they were successful in that, I'm not sure.
They weren't.
Ebola I have. Hurt it does. Yeah.
At least it's Frank Oz doing
Well,
this.
this means they can make a Yoda Rebels action figure.
No.
$9.99 I will be. You buy
That
will.
worse than the
Yes.
fucking Phantom Menace.
Yeah. All right. Continuing on.
The Geonosis.
What is this? They're in space riding whales.
Yeah.
This looks like Star Trek or something.
That's a Sith temple. Or what is that place?
This looks like some kind of Sith temple or something. I
Yeah.
assume.
Now, pause when Vader does the lightsaber.
That
What
looks
is
cool.
the stick he's holding? Because it ain't a lightsaber.
That's very thin. I see what you mean.
Well, it's also an angle thing.
Yeah.
Like with Rebels, they've always tried to do like the original trilogy thing, where it's like the lightsaber looks funny at certain angles.
It's too thin.
Ladder.
I don't
Well,
know. I feel like
also
that's
remember
just
it's
kind
not
of
finished animation.
out of the grand scheme
No,
of
this
this
is finished.
trailer, Vader's lightsaber is kind of a minor part. Okay, here we go again.
There's-
With some Anakin holocron business.
When did
Oh,
Anakin
that's
wear
neat.
that outfit? We never saw him wear it in the Clone Wars.
Maybe it's his training
Yeah.
outfit.
It's a new figure outfit.
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly.
That's what it is.
I just like to point out the face
I'm-
Ezra Bridger is making.
I'm
that,
starting to.
I
Put a
was
star on that.
Bridger is
Record it. No hair. That's Snoke.
boy.
That's not Snoke, please.
Oh yeah,
No.
that one scar he's got on his cheek. I
Yeah.
can see if it matches up with Snoke.
You know what?
Oh,
Shave
you
him
know what
bald.
this
Look at
remind
that
me of?
nose.
You know what this outfit's remind me of? Have you guys seen the original concept art for Luke, for, like when he's in like his bluish like uniform? Looks
Yeah.
like he's gonna be scuba diving. That's what that's kind of reminding me of a little bit.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a new action figure.
Yeah.
And I will
Continuing
buy
with
it.
the trailer.
I
I
will
will
buy
not. I only own
Probably-
action figures, and that's all I will ever own.
it. Oh, this is fun.
Anakin's face doesn't look that
Okay.
wonderful.
Is this the
This guy
Matrix?
looks
What is
cool.
this?
I'd buy an
Looks
action
like the
figure of
room
this
where
dude.
Neo goes to learn kung fu for more.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
This guy looks
go
cool.
like do a dramatic stance and come at
That's
me.
exactly what it is. It's where Neo. It's the dojo where Neo becomes the one.
Yeah, obviously.
No, this like Jedi guy, he looks like some sort of. He kind of looks like someone from that Destiny video game.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't like it.
But I like it though, because it just looks cool. He also looks like an assassin from Assassin's Creed in a way. He just kind
Yeah.
of has that vibe about him.
It's that Jedi Temple guard.
So here it looks like some Sith temple thingy here. Sith holocron.
Sith holocron.
And then here's Darth Maul, I think.
Old man
because-
Marth.
Because reasons.
Maul.
What does he call him?
I didn't
Old
even
man,
realize that
old
was
master,
Maul
or something like
until,
that.
Like you guys pointed it out, but damn.
It's Old man Maul.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Why can't he have just died in episode 1?
Darth Maul to me, in the canon in my heart, is dead. He died in episode 1. I'm just saying.
Like, I was okay with it to an extent, like when they had the whole Mandalore arc in the Clone Wars, but
Yeah.
this is just getting ridiculous now. We're approaching the original trilogy, and Darth Maul's still alive. All right. Old Man Maul, whatever. And,
What is going on there?
I don't know. It looks like some kind of wormhole or
Hey, TIE bombers. Cool.
something.
Maybe they got to get to the Delta Quadrant.
Woo!
Maybe they're making
I
it
appreciate
so long.
that reference.
Okay, this is
All
where
right, so-
something's going down here.
Some vision.
Ahsoka death confirmed.
Okay.
Good.
I
Confirmed.
kind of hope so.
Yeah, let's kill off Ahsoka.
And Vader's riding his.
That TIE fighter.
Okay. There we
Now,
go.
what was going on there?
Maybe they found a cache of weapons, just various weapons. You look at the dojo, you see some different weapons on the wall. You
Okay,
go
I
back a little
gotta.
bit, you see some different lightsaber type weapons on the wall.
Okay, just ask.
Doesn't make any sense.
Are we okay with another triple-bladed lightsaber?
No.
I'm not.
No.
The thing is, Kylo Ren's triple-bladed lightsaber, it happened because he had to improvise.
Yeah.
His lightsaber, he had to build one from a cracked crystal. And he's like, well, it needs some sort of ventilation, so I might as well give that ventilation some actual practical use.
Mhm.
So he made it, handguards.
Exactly. So that doesn't make any sense.
Like,
Yeah.
look at that blade. That looks clean. That is not unstable.
So that implies that a Jedi intentionally made a poorly designed lightsaber or something.
That's stupid.
Were those lightsaber nunchucks that Ahsoka had?
No, they're lightsabers. Don't worry.
Okay, they look weird.
They do.
Alright, continuing on.
Oh, those are just okay.
It looks like
There's
we
some
had
new Mandalorians there, yeah.
So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
return of the Death Watch or something.
Do you
They
think
kinda left the
Maul?
whole Mandalorian arc open-ended in Clone Wars, and Dave Filoni has shown that he loves revisiting the Clone Wars with Rebels. So who knows?
So are we saying that that Maul has something to do with them yet?
Maybe, I don't know. I feel, yeah. I just want to know like how Maul went from getting, and I assume we're gonna find out, getting tortured by Sidious with lightning to being a mysterious cloaked figure now that's instructed.
Did you read the follow-up comic book?
Okay, I did not read that comic book, so I'm
Is it
probably-
canon?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
Oh,
only
it
Dark
is?
Horse one that's canon.
Oh, okay. I thought Maul died. I didn't read issue 4. I thought he was dead in issue 4, but
No, he wasn't.
I guess not.
No, he got away.
Spoiler for me.
Sorry.
no, it wasn't you. It was the trailer that did it.
Yeah. Was that
Alright.
the end of it? No, not quite.
No, we
We
just
still
got a
have,
few
like,
more
the
seconds
whole-
left. Some various action shots. Ahsoka versus Vader.
Which I am looking
That-
forward to.
That's what it ends on, doesn't it?
Okay, so now if Vader doesn't slaughter her in 0.4 of a femtosecond, it's unrealistic.
Well, at least, I mean, I can just say it looks like a cool fight. I mean, it looks like they're fighting in that same Sith temple from earlier in the trailer. So I imagine it's going to be pretty epic. But
I honestly don't want Ahsoka to know that that's Anakin until pretty much right when Vader's about to kill her.
He already does know.
How do you
Fury
figure?
kind of
Vader knows, but
No,
Ahsoka doesn't know.
Yes, she does.
No, I don't believe so.
Well, Vader knows. Did you know that Vader knows that Anakin Skywalker used to be? Sorry. Anyway, yes, he does know.
Yeah, Vader knows that Ahsoka's still alive.
Dude, so does
But-
Ahsoka, because I've only watched like 5 episodes.
Ahsoka knows that Ahsoka's still alive. Yes.
Ahsoka knows that.
Wait, Ahsoka's in this?
Sith. Ahsoka
Alright,
knows
so-
that there's a Sith, but Ahsoka doesn't know that that Sith is Anakin.
No, yes, she does. Because remember when they were all fighting Vader in his TIE fighter, when he felt her presence and she felt his. She's like, I haven't felt that presence since like the Clone War. No, that was something along those lines. And then like she freaked out, she like fainted or some shit. I think she knows. She must.
I don't think she does. I think she
feel
would
like
have
she
said
knows,
something.
but she doesn't want to believe that it is.
Yeah, it's like Vader and being Luke's father. Like she knows that's the truth, but she doesn't want to accept it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think she knows yet. Because they
No.
really haven't flat out said it, and I don't think Rebels would be a kind of show that's just going to do something without flat out saying it, because it's a kid's show.
That's very true. So we do have a couple comments. We haven't had many people commenting in the chat today because, you know, it's obviously a later time than previously. But E the Angel is joining us. He says, most recently, to me, Darth Maul died by Owen's blaster. That was a good. I feel like that was probably the most fitting end for Darth Maul in the experience.
That was stupid. That was stupid too. No. He got cut in half.
No more stupid than what's happened in the Clone Wars and now Rebels.
Exactly. And I think that Clone Wars stuff is stupid, so clearly...
I like stuff, so fine.
I don't think that Darth Maul thing was ever canon, though. I don't think that was ever canon.
What was it? Oh, yeah, no. That was always as Elseworlds, Legends, Visions, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I would love to see Commander Cody find Obi-Wan Kenobi and almost try to kill him, but then decide, you know what? You know what? I handed this man his lightsaber, and I'm not going to take it away from him. You can go back. See, I'm a Commander Cody fanboy. I want to see a whole movie. I want to see an anthology movie on Cody, but I know I'm not going to get it.
Yeah. Chances of that are probably unlikely.
Well, speaking of this, can I bring up a point here? We have all these Rebels characters running around. We have Rogue One coming up. We'll get new characters there. The problem with introducing all these characters in the quote-unquote past now of Star Wars is you have to know what their fates are. And we have we have all these open-ended characters, and the more we have these anthologies and whatever, the more characters we get, the more TV shows we get, the more characters we get.
Yeah, exactly.
The biggest... No, I have many problems with Rebels, but that's a story for another time. I'm going to keep using that line, too. If Rebels... It bothers me, because it makes the galaxy feel smaller. When everyone knows Darth Maul, everyone has encountered Grand Moff Tarkin, everyone has encountered Lando for some reason, and that pirate guy, Hondo Ohnaka. Not everyone should know everyone. There are billions of trillions of stormtroopers in the Imperial Army. Not everyone should know these characters.
I only understand Tarkin's presence. All the others is kind of like, oh, here's this old character, here's this. Tarkin, he's pretty much, before Tarkin died, Tarkin was the Emperor's right-hand man. It wasn't Vader.
He was the guy in charge of the Death Star. If it wasn't had to do with the Death Star, he shouldn't be involved. And during that time, the Death Star construction was in full swing. So you think that he'd be a little preoccupied to deal with some bitch on Lothal.
Well, they do mention, even in New Hope, that he was a governor before the whole Death Star.
Yeah, but how quickly can you go from governor to Grand Moff? And what is he at this point?
What is he in Revenge of the Sith?
Exactly. He was on a ship. He wasn't on a planet.
I believe in Revenge of the Sith he was a governor.
Wasn't he a general or something?
I don't know. We don't need to know the technicalities of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's Tarkin.
I mean, come on, Tarkin's Tarkin. Tarkin's my favorite original trilogy character, by the way.
Really?
So I loved seeing him in Rebels. I hope I see him again, but I kind of doubt that.
Steven Stanton's great. The voice, the actor.
Oh, that was a perfect voice.
Yeah.
That's green.
Now, what if they put in a BB unit in Rebels just to give you continuity? That there's other BB units around.
Oh, BB? Oh.
A BB unit, like BB-8, but a different BB unit in Rebels.
The impression that those only came about after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I believe they're.
But is BB-8 the only one, or are there multiple BB units?
Well, there's certainly others.
In The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren, after he extracts the information from Poe, he's like, the information is inside a BB unit. You know, he doesn't specify that it's the only one in existence. So I assume it's a pretty commonplace droid at this point.
I think Poe does in the beginning too, when he's describing it to Finn, isn't he? Also saying he said something like that.
Yeah, he says it's a small
it's a BB
droid.
unit.
But the weird thing is it's not common enough for all the Rebels X-Wings. Resistance's X-Wings had them, because a lot of the Resistance X-Wings He had R5 units, which was weird.
Well, according to Dan, even the Resistance X-wings were still like old models. So Poe is, I imagine Poe being like the
Black.
leader, was it black leader is what they call
Yeah.
him, but he probably has the most fancy of all the X-wings.
He must, because either he outfitted his to fit BB-8, or the new ones are all 4 BB units, and I don't know. I can't get into that now. It'll take all night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Okay, just let me point out. We're all just sitting here talking about the fact that there are different droids and X-Wings in the movie. How pathetic is that?
Absolutely not how pathetic it is. We kind of
I've seen many Facebook rumors and speculations that what we're talking about doesn't compare.
Yeah.
BB-8 is Snoke.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I feel like that's like the culmination of all the ridiculous theories.
BB-8 is Snoke. That's the greatest thing I'll ever hear in my entire life.
Oh, I know who Snoke is now. It's Proxy from The Force Unleashed.
There you
Oh,
go.
jeez. Proxy was so cool. Okay, I just gotta say this. Imagine if they didn't scrap The Force Unleashed, they only changed it for the new canon. Star Wars Rebels, forget it. Imagine if instead they follow Starkiller Juno a little more and just kind of, like, they still kind of scrap the Force Unleashed game as canon, and they just kind of follow those characters in a different storyline, and they still have Rom Coda and Proxy and all that. That would be so cool,
Yeah.
but, you know. Because, see, Force Unleashed is my favorite piece of expanded universe. I love everything about it. The second one, not so much, but I mean, Force Unleashed is great. I love the Stormtroopers and everything about it.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I actually just played The Force Unleashed for the first time like a month ago.
Jeez, man, you gotta catch up.
Yeah.
What you saying, Cohen?
The
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the living crap out of it. I'm glad that I have a Starkiller figure somehow. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing.
Cool.
Sounds about right. Yeah, so.
I've yet to play the second one though.
Yeah, second one's okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. I've heard it's bad. I've heard iffy things. So
It's
I
too
mean,
short.
I'll probably get it eventually. But I mean, oh well.
Isn't the number 2, which I've never played but I own for years now already? Doesn't it have no ending to it? So it's like a story for another time for the ending.
No, it has an ending. It has a canon ending.
It does, too.
It is
I don't
very
remember.
odd.
I
It's a
can't
very
talk
odd
about it
ending.
because no one hasn't played it.
Right.
The game is too short and too. It just you forget it. I forget it. I can't remember most of
I
what
remember everything about that because I played the second one before I played the first one.
I remember, I played the PlayStation 2 version of The Force Unleashed, the original. I remember I went on I had a whole day to waste. I spent a good 6-7 hours and I just played the whole game from start to finish, just in one sitting.
Nice, nice.
I'm an MLG 360 no scoper, 420 blaze it, boys.
Whoa.
It's
That was way too much
kind
game.
of interesting. There's no Force Awakens game other than Disney Infinities, if you count that, or the
Disney
Battle of
Infinity is a
Jakku.
great game. I love that game. You buy toys for it, and all the toys, they cost like hundreds of dollars to play a silly little game that's not even that many it's not even more complex than like a Lego game.
Yeah.
But you play it and it's fun. And it's expensive, but it's fun. So sure, there you go. Why not?
You have the
Okay, I need to point out. Well, what is James doing with his fingers right there? You want to be Hux, don't you? You want to be Hux. I know you do. Man, admit it.
Let a man dream.
Does anybody,
Okay,
does
mission.
anybody actually have the Infinity game?
I
Nope.
do not.
No, I don't. I've never played it. I was just talking out my ass.
Yeah, the thing with Disney Infinity, like Adam said, like when I see that, the first thing I think of is like the gameplay looks like a Lego game, except for it's a whole lot more expensive to play Disney Infinity than a Lego game.
I'd rather play a Lego game a million times over.
Lego Dimensions is just as expensive, trust me. I work
Well,
Even more expensive,
It's in
actually.
the regular Lego game.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I'm just being a dick.
So maybe after the sequel trilogy is out, we'll have a new Star Wars Lego game. A Star
I
Wars
hope
Lego
so.
4.
I really hope we do.
There's some things lacking. There's no video game. There's no Lego game. There's no comic book adaptation for some.
Oh yeah, we need a
Force
comic
Awakens.
book. Everyone's gonna read that comic book.
I mean, well, we are getting that Poe comic in a couple of months.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we are. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so exciting!
I can't
It's
talk.
very exciting, Adam.
I can't really talk comics with you guys because I don't think any of you read them or stay up to date with
I do.
Marvel. Do you?
Yeah.
I've lost track. I stopped reading them, and I kind of regret it. I was into them for a good while. The first one I dropped off the bandwagon was Vader. I stopped reading Vader. I was reading pretty much everything. I read only one issue of Leia. I really wasn't a big fan, but I was reading Star Wars, Vader, Kanan, and then Lando. And then I dropped off Lando, and then Vader, then Kanan, and then I just ended up dropping everything.
I have too much money to spend on toys to spend on comic books.
Yeah.
I'm in your boat, James.
I haven't been like just with the whole idea of. Well, first off, I was one of the people that was kind of sad when Dark Horse stopped making the Star Wars comics because I love Star Wars or Dark Horse Star Wars comics, and also the way that Marvel is handling it and just giving every character their own series. Like they're kind of like doing the whole superhero format where everybody has their own series and then there's a team up book. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I feel like the Dark Horse comics, they were always about with telling a storyline with like. The Star Wars Republic comic series, it was like to tell the story of the Clone Wars, obviously before the animated show. But this, it's just like, we're just going to have everybody off on their own adventure and then meeting up. And I like that format with superheroes, but with Star Wars, I feel a bit differently.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars was the big moneymaker for Marvel. I mean,
Yeah.
they just reigned supreme in the comic industry because of Star Wars. That was their moneymaker. So they're, of course, there's so many titles, and I started with Star Wars. I enjoyed it until after issue 7. I'm still reading Rebels, the Kanan one. I actually really love the Kanan book. I hate Rebels the show, but I love the comic book. The comic book is fantastic.
I really enjoyed Kanan. Kanan, I actually really kind of wish we were stuck with.
The art
first
in
is
that? Wow.
Because when I went to my comic shop pick up that first issue, I'm thinking after I read it on the bus home, I'm thinking, do I really have to wait a whole another month for this next issue? Because this was really good. I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
That should have been Rebels, the show. The comic book should have been Rebels, in my opinion. And,
Rebels is trash.
Yeah.
I see where you're going, Logan, too, with that. My opinion is they should follow the heroes or something in between, either beyond Force Awakens or in between, at least beyond Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Because there's so much story potential there that we don't know anything about at this point.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a year and a half. What can they do? They can put out, at best, like 15 issues. How is that going to ruin, even if it's canon, the next movie? It's not going to. And especially if they do it between Return of the Jedi.
There's I have very few problems with just the plain Star Wars comic series itself. The one major problem I had with it, and I don't know if any of you guys have a problem with it, but it was in the first issue, that very first encounter with Luke and Darth. I really felt that was completely and just plain unnecessary. They should not have done that, because to me, that first encounter on Bespin and Empire, to me, will be, and forever and always will be, the original encounter between Luke and Vader. I do not think they needed that in issue number 1. I think that was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier as well. That's what really put me off the title, is the fact that they just were messing with the movies, in my opinion. Like, don't touch what we've seen in the films.
That's my point. To me, they're messing with the canon just a little bit. But the one thing I do like is although I haven't read the whole issue, I did just read brief portion of it online. It was when Boba Fett returned to Vader. I think from the context, from what I was able to understand, the context was it was after Boba Fett gets back from Tatooine after battling Luke in Ben's old home, and he's like, "Oh, did you get anything out of this kid?" It's like, the only thing I got was his name, Skywalker, and he's like, "Oh wow, wait a minute, my last name was wait a minute, this kid's my son." I like that. I like that realization. I loved that little piece from the comics. I thought that was really done well.
My only thing is I'm perturbed that they don't move on from that time period because if you go over, I mean, I know it's all legends or it doesn't count anymore, but they've done that time period to death. There's Dark Horse has done a version of it. The original Marvel Comics. There was an original newspaper strip. There's been a few books in between Star Wars and Empire. It's been done so much that let's move on. And like the follow-up series, Shattered Empire. That was really good. I don't know if anybody read that.
I read the first
I did
issue.
not get
That's the only Marvel Star Wars comic I've read. The first issue.
Yeah.
James and I are just chilling here like, we don't care.
You should. You should care, Adam.
Comics are stupid. Even when I get a comic book free with an action figure, I don't read it. Comics are stupid. I don't have time to read.
I ain't got time to read.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Any uneducated man.
I am educated. I'm wearing a sport coat.
I am educated. I probably should be working on school right now, but I'm not.
Hey, I'm educated. Hold on, I have it somewhere. I have it
Oh,
somewhere.
yes.
Hold on. I have a diploma that says I went to school and graduated.
Yes.
Hooray! Good for you.
Hey, the second I got this, I was officially declared smarter.
Even though you're
High
not.
school diploma certifies you to work at McDonald's.
Well, I work at a movie theater, which is a little bit better because I get movies for free, so I get to see Star Wars.
That's true.
I work at Target, so I get to stand in a place for 9 hours and deal with people.
Oh, my brother works
Yeah,
at Target.
you have
He knows
no
it's
more.
fun.
Toys R Us no more. You are now a Target because you moved.
Oh, you're not at Toys R Us anymore? Oh.
No, it's the worst. I love Toys R Us. I wish I still worked there.
It's kind of funny because it's kind of flipped in my area. Anyone I know that used to work at my local Toys R Us hated it, and people who work at Target actually really like it. It's weird.
Well, I love toys.
Well, it probably all just comes down to management.
What
Yeah,
department do you work in, James, in Target? What department do you work in?
I'm a cashier. That's all I do.
Okay. So you have to deal with groceries and all that kind of stuff all the time, yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, being a cashier at Target, I hear, is a very fun thing.
It's not.
You get to see a lot of fun people. You know, my brother actually saw someone dressed up as a Doctor Who Ood once.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything cool. All I've seen is someone take a shit in an aisle. That literally happened.
No.
No way.
Do you get to see a lot of like collectors like coming through? Like, do you get a chance to
Not
talk?
as many as I saw at Toys R Us, no.
No.
My brother
That's
is
understandable.
collectors.
Yeah.
I work at a movie theater, and that's kind of a fun experience because the way I looked at it, especially with Star Wars, there was two sides of me when Star Wars came out. There was a side of me that's like, yes, Star Wars, yes, 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 and then the other side's like, God damn it, I have to clean all this popcorn up. Literally, like the very first theater I walked into, Star Wars, the very first theater I walked into, opening day of Star Wars, I'm thinking, I hate you, J.J. Abrams. I hate you, because it was a complete mess. It's like literally, like it took 2 weeks before everybody went back to school and work when I could walk into a theater that's showing Star Wars and not see an entire floor covered in popcorn.
Okay, that's something I gotta point out. Whenever I'm eating popcorn and a piece falls off of me, I pick it up and I set it off to the side to throw away because it's like, oh, I wouldn't leave that piece of popcorn in my house. Why do people just leave their garbage on the floor?
Like,
I mean,
I think
my philosophy.
this is a tangent.
From I'd say the age of about maybe 2. Or, well, at least from this time you are a very small child, you are taught and told to pick up your mess as a child. Although I don't think that message was really brought to me because my room 3 days ago was a mess, and I cleaned it up last night, and now it's become a mess partially again. But the point I am trying to make is, if you should treat said movie theater like your home, please pick up your garbage because it is a pain in the living butt to have to pick up popcorn buckets, clean up spills, and I'm not even gonna go into the details of the number of odd items I have found in theater. To name a few, alcohol bottles, women's panties. Yes, women's panties.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And the probably the grossest thing I have found, however, unopened, a condom.
These are all at Star Wars screenings.
No.
Okay.
The condom. Yes.
Some crazy fans.
Yeah.
Take a guess what movie I found the condom in. Just
50
take a
Shades of
wild
Grey. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, and
No. Well, the movie has been out for just like 3 weeks. Just take a
Oh.
wild guess.
Alvin
You will
and
not.
Alvin
What'd
and
you
the
say?
Chipmunks. That's a good guess.
Actually, yes, it was.
Wow.
Because I walked in there, I'm thinking, no.
Is business consistently still busy for Force Awakens at where you work?
Really, I mean, since everyone's gone back to school, it's died down a really significant amount. I mean, we like today we took The Force Awakens out of our huge theater to make room for Michael Bay's new Benghazi movie, which I mean, I'm kind of disappointed because I only got to see it in there twice, and I really wanted to see it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I will admit, The Force Awakens, I literally lost my mind at a couple of points because those 2 weeks, especially the first week, was completely insane. Mainly because I was working 15, 17-hour days. I would get there at like 7:30 in the morning, set up the concession stand, serve popcorn from we usually open around 9:30. So like I usually served popcorn from 9 to 5, and then from like 5:30 to like 11:30 I'd clean, and by the end of the day I was completely tired, and then the next day I'd get to do it all over again.
So I know, Owen, you're talking
That's how the very first 2 weeks of Star Wars went for me. I was so tired. This is why that is probably the main reason why I took I took 3 days off this week, because I needed a break. I'm exhausted. I was tired. I'm thinking, good Lord, what did I get myself into? And somehow I agreed to work all those extra hours. I mean, don't get me wrong. The paycheck was very, very rewarding. Because I spent a good chunk of that yesterday when I was out with my friends buying as much junk as I could literally fit in my trunk. I probably had like 5 or 6 bags of stuff in my trunk when I got home.
damn.
And I will admit, this is the real benefit to getting to work at a movie theater and your boss realizing how big of a Star Wars fan you are.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't get that anywhere.
Very cool.
Very nice. But hey, I
$10
know
at
that
Walmart.
you've mentioned that like you've got a bunch of Star Wars 3D glasses. So I want to ask you guys, what would you say is the most unique piece of Star Wars Force Awakens stuff that you've gotten, or the weirdest or most unique?
I would say mine is my Kylo Ren plush, because I love it and it's so adorable. I'm too manly to snuggle with it, but if I wasn't as manly and as beefy and hairy as I am, I would snuggle with him every day. But I'd say that's probably the weirdest, because everything else is just action figures. I really can't imagine anything else. I don't have a hot as hell Rey standing.
For me, there are 2 items that I think are like, I wouldn't say the strangest, but to me they're just really interesting things to have. I do have a Rey cup, one of these.
Nice.
And then I think this is one of the strangest ones that I picked up, a lunchbox from Target.
Nice.
So,
Beautiful.
mine
James
would
would approve.
Mine are my BB-8 Christmas ornament, and I bought one of those kids decoration packs for birthday parties for my birthday party back in December, and the decorations are still hanging from my kitchen 3 weeks later, so they're still up there. And I looked at them yesterday. I'm like, I'm not gonna take them down anytime soon. So they're just little stringies with the characters' faces and like streamer type things that I bought for my birthday, and they're still up there. So.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna interject with mine. This actually just came today. That is a Force Awakens. Like, I was surprised they didn't go with an original trilogy version of this character, but a Force Awakens Admiral Akbar bobblehead.
Nice.
Sheesh.
So, yeah, it's adorable. I never thought I'd be like describing an Admiral Akbar as like adorable, but
I didn't know that
like,
came out
he's got,
yet.
like, big dog eyes and stuff. It's so cute. And the best part is that they're also coming out with a 9-num. So.
9-num.
So yeah, I'm gonna have an Akbar and a 9-num.
Who had the better acting part in Force Awakens, Akbar or 9-num? Now that's the question we
They
didn't
were
talk about.
barely in it though.
Well, 9-num actually got to like do stuff on his own without just being there to be somebody for Lando to bounce dialogue off.
Yeah, Lando's laughing boy. He did something this time.
Lando's
Whoa!
boy. I like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They actually got the voice of Akbar back, even though like he's 90 or something like that. That's
That's cool.
Yeah.
Akbar sounded pretty rough.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't have anything really unusual. I mean, I got all the action figures, or the majority, even not articulated ones. But I did get a Force Awakens little blanket that actually was a pleasant surprise because I got it for Christmas from one of my students. So that was cool.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're a teacher?
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
I don't know. Now you know. And now you know.
Well,
Knowing is half
It's
the
geology.
And so am I.
Yeah.
So, 2 teachers on here.
Well, you're a teacher? Tony, you're
Yes.
a teacher?
I am a
Crap. Dang.
What do you teach, Tony?
What do you teach, Tony?
What's in the box?
Yo, Tony.
Tony.
He's going off the grid.
Rest in peace, Tony.
I teach math at the moment, so
Math is awful.
Oh.
Nice.
yeah.
Be ashamed
I
of yourself.
hated-
I hate math.
Where were you like
I
3
have
months
taught
ago when you came up
science
with my
before.
math class? Seriously, I could have definitely used yours.
You could have asked me, and I would have just like went on a hangout and say, "Oh, this is how you do it."
How do I math?
I did at one point. But right now I'm in math, so yeah. I work at 2 different math places, actually, 2 different math things. I even work at Mathnasium. So anyway.
Mathnasium. That
Yeah,
sounds really. That sounds like the most unfun place ever. Math is so awful.
It's combining a gym and math.
That's right.
Math sucks.
You do your workout with math at Mathnasium.
Yeah, for the
Seriously.
record, I love where this conversation has gone from talking Star Wars to talking math.
Yep. We are very prone to tangents, especially as the
I'm back.
I didn't see
Okay,
an official
Tony,
agenda written up, so I figured we could go wherever we go.
yeah.
Hey, Tony, what do you teach?
Yes. Oh, sorry. My computer dies, and it never
Good.
warns me. This happened to me last time. I don't actually teach a grade now. I did for the longest time. Now I'm a support teacher, so I work with students and teachers. I'm a coach for teachers, and then I work with students in reading, elementary.
Oh, reading. Reading's
everyone's
fun.
doing all this cool stuff with their lives, and I'm just sitting here being a dick and Target. What the hell?
Oh, yeah,
You're young.
man. I mean, all I am right now is a freaking college
You're
student.
young. You guys are all youngie.
You don't know how old I am. I could have that Benjamin Button disease.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm actually, let's see, 87. There. I'm 87.
It's legit. It's legit.
Legit truth.
I am 97 years old. That is a true fact.
Oh, you got 10 years on me, man. Screw you.
Yeah, you're damn right I do.
All right.
I don't know where that went, but it
That was very odd.
Our last Star Wars related talk was about like Force Awakens stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, like
since-
stupid
since,
merchandise.
James, you have that large TIE fighter, and I don't think anybody else does.
no one else got that?
Not in this
That's
group,
way
I
too
know.
big.
Out of
I
my
mean, that's
price
way
range.
too big. The biggest reason I don't want to get that TIE fighter is because I don't want chicks to feel like I'm compensating for sun. You know what I'm saying?
It's not the size of your tie. I'm gonna go grab it. Hold on.
He's gonna whip his tie out.
Yeah.
Oh God.
My mom watches these.
I'd rather see the stand-up Ray that Owen has. Let's move her for once.
Oh, there's proof he can
Oh,
see.
there she is.
Aw, adorable.
Where do you get such a thing?
Coles.
Kohl's? Okay.
Seriously?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
bought it
done.
off-
Kohl's? How much was it,
Yeah,
Owen? If you don't mind me- How much was it?
I think
You don't mind
30.
$30.
I
Wow.
want that. I want a Kylo Ren. I want to hug Kylo Ren. He's my
But speaking of Ray collectibles, here.
A little shrine going on.
Funko Pops are stupid.
Did you
Here's
see
my
that?
favorite. I actually have her
Whatever,
autographed.
Adam. Whatever.
What is that? Autographed by who?
Bob Hope.
Bob.
No, I actually do have Daisy Ridley's autograph. So
Very cool.
How did you manage to do that?
Amazon.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Do you think all these new actors will show up at celebrations or any of them?
I would love if they did.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
But no,
I know
but
I'll
there's
never
only
go.
one on this chat that I believe is going to the next celebration.
You know what? My plans actually changed. I'm not going to Europe anymore. My wife
Oh, my
doesn't
God.
wanna-
Oh no!
I know. My wife doesn't want to go because she doesn't want to be away from our daughter for so long and so far away. And with everything going on in Europe, she kind of feels like, she's in mommy mode. She feels like if something happens and we're not there, so we're not going to Europe. We're going to wait till she's a little older so we can take her with us.
But it's
So-
Star Wars.
Can't
Go
you
to
split off
celebration
and just
Europe.
do your celebration in Europe, like
2016.
extra thing? No.
I could, but the whole point of us being together was for our 10-year anniversary, so I think it's
Just bitch
If-
her, man.
So what are you
Well,
doing with said ticket for your
I have to
said
sell
show?
them. I have to sell them.
Oh.
So if anyone wants to go to Europe, I got tickets. So
Because it's sold out. That celebration is sold
Yeah,
out.
it's sold out, so I probably get a pretty penny for it. But
Oh, the General Hux wannabe's returned. Let's see what he's got.
yeah, so we'll see.
Okay, so this is the smallest one. This is the die-cast one.
Adorable. I can hug it.
Yep. Now here's the medium one with the bendy wings.
I like that one. That's pretty good.
Now
That's the only one I've got.
here's this monstrosity.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez, that is huge. I've never really seen how big that thing is, but compared, now I got a good fair comparison, and that is big.
You're
Yeah.
clearly compensating for something, man.
I need to get me the Lego version of that sooner or later. It's pricey though. It's $70 for like a $500 500-piece set. So
Wow.
I'm looking for it on sale.
You guys are talking about $70. I got mine for $5.
Oh, you got the little one. Yeah, I have the little one. That's adorable. Would you hug that?
Can you hug that?
Yes. Can you hug that?
If you hug it, it'll break.
Yeah.
You have to gently hug it.
I also got Poe's X-Wing too.
That one's really cool. I got that one recently too.
Yeah, I heard. I've seen that they're gonna come out with the Star Destroyer, which I really want to get that one.
Yes, that one's gonna be cool. So.
Okay, imagine like a whole like $120 first order Star Destroyer Lego set.
James just lost his wings.
I'm glad you saw that.
I actually didn't. I'm
had
a
to
very
call it out.
inattentive person.
Would you say it's worth the 100 and what did you pay? 170 for that?
I paid 180 with tax.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes, it's worth it.
I saw
Damn,
him.
man, why didn't you get it at Target? You got the discount, right?
I got it at Toys R Us actually.
Oh man, you should have got it at Target.
No, because to get the Target discount, you have to either use a Target credit card, which I don't have and will not get, or you have to use cash, and I don't have a bank down here. So I couldn't get my discount anyway.
Oh man, just do the card, man. Get the discount.
No, I don't want
You get actually 5% off if you get a Target card.
100%.
But how did we get this to become a Target commercial?
Yeah.
I'm
Save
back.
money, live better. Target.
I saw reports that some Targets had it for $40-50.
Yeah, they put it on clearance, but not in mine.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't do that at
Yeah.
mine either.
Even at
That'd be
that
worth-
price,
Yeah,
I might have
I've
skipped it.
seen one TIE Fighter at my Target. I have not seen one this was like a month ago. I have not seen one since, and I'm like, I want one. Now, where I would put it, that's a completely that's a whole nother story for another time. But I think it looks cool. It seems cool. I just don't know where in the world I would put the darn thing.
Move Ray somewhere else, and then you can.
Are you hoping for a race speeder in the 6-inch size?
I am.
I would love one.
That would
Please.
actually work. That
Yeah.
would work. Yeah, do that.
I'd have to say, though, out of all the vehicles from The Force Awakens, Rey's Speeder is probably pretty low on my list in terms of wants.
It's a nice toy, man. I have it. It's nice.
Yeah.
You have the Lego version, Tony?
I do. I have the
Yeah.
Lego version, and the only one I'm missing is the TIE and the Millennium Falcon, but I didn't pick that up because I have the OT one that was released not too long ago, and they're very similar in design, and
Yeah.
you know, and I'd rather have an
Literally just
OT.
an antenna. Or
Yeah. Really, when it comes down to it, that's the major difference, and I'd rather have an OT one. But yeah, I mean, the little one's really cool. You get the nice Rey with the head wrap, so it's a nice little set for $20.
Yeah, I've been
And,
tempted to get that. That looks real cool.
It's cute. I mean, it's cute. It's very cute. And I got Kylo Ren's shuttle recently, and
Wrong color.
clearance, and I really like that set. Just wish it
Whoa,
was
James,
black.
you're a master of balance.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Oh, good. Good job, man. Good
Jinxed
job.
it.
I did do that on purpose. I went out.
I don't believe you.
Timing. Because I'm a master comedian. He lied. All right.
What do you think of the Hot Toys version of Rey, Owen?
Oh my god.
Did you
I
see
want it.
that?
Hot toy.
Yes,
Oh, hot
I've
toy.
put a little bit of money aside for that.
I want the Hot Toys Stormtrooper. That looks cool.
I feel like I need to have a high-paying job before I even consider collecting hot toys.
Yeah, man, I got the Sideshow
I will
Collectibles
get
Commander
one
Cody. That almost killed
One
me.
Hot Toys figure only. Mainly because of the expense reason.
Yeah.
How much is it?
I have yet to tell my dad about the fact that this Rey I'm going to buy is like $250. Because if he hears the words $250 for an action figure, he will probably kick me out of the house just for that reason.
Why? It's your money. Who cares?
Yeah. In my case, it would be my wife.
Because my dad is not a fan of my extensive collecting and money spending habit.
Oh, neither is mine, but I don't care. It's my money. I don't give shits.
That's my point. Hey, you know, my money, my stuff. I mean, I just spent like half my day on eBay looking at old like '80s trading cards.
That is how you spend your life.
I bought
They're
12
cheap.
packs of Batman Return trading cards
You were,
unopened. So.
Owen, you were born in the wrong time period.
Yes,
That's
you
what
would.
that's what a lot of people say. It's like I should have been born like a long time ago.
I was
Didn't,
born in the
that
wrong
long ago.
generation.
didn't you say you bought records, vintage records? You were telling me,
Yeah.
Ellen?
Whoa! Ta-da!
What just happened?
Some vinyl. He bought some vinyl recently. There you
Oh,
go.
whoa, look at that.
Hold on.
We got a real
Okay, hold
hipster
on.
over here.
Oh, hell.
And he got VHS release, VHS tapes. Is that what you were telling me? Yeah. Oh yeah.
King of the hipsters.
I didn't even use vinyl when I was a kid. What about you, Dan? I was
Yeah,
a
well,
cassette guy.
I've got a big collection now, mainly because of my dad and stepdad. But I was thinking of this kind of vinyl.
Oh wow, David Bowie. Oh,
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Another
And honestly,
recently deceased.
Yeah.
that was not the vinyl record I thought I had on. I thought I had the Saturday Night Fever record on with Bee Gees. So
This is like the weirdest David Bowie cover I think ever.
Yes. That really.
One
That
where he
really.
half dog?
Yeah.
No, it's a different one.
This is pinups. Yeah.
That was really. It really got to me when I heard about David Bowie.
Okay, we have a situation on our hands here. It appears that James is being held hostage.
True. It's true.
Okay, so I would like to say that in the canon in my heart, I feel that Stormtrooper is listening to the new Breaking Benjamin album. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, I just want to say, any of you guys here know Breaking Benjamin? It's the best.
I know
band
the
ever.
group, but
It's
not,
amazing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite band ever. And if you don't like it, you're not my friend anymore. So Tony's not my friend anymore.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it. I'm a metal guy, but they're not for me.
Okay, so Tony's not my friend anymore. Let's keep going through these. Dan, how about you? How about you, Dan?
What?
You ever hear of Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah, I have a little bit of that group, but it's not a high priority on my.
You're not a friend of mine anymore. How about you, Logan?
Well, just give me a moment.
Okay, well, while Logan's doing that, how about you, Owen?
I've heard of Benjamin Franklin,
I can't.
and I've heard of Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Benjamin.
I can't
It's the
escape
best band
the,
ever.
But never heard Breaking
position.
Benjamin.
Okay, so Logan and Owen, you're down. Okay, so we're just down to James.
Oh, someone has it.
We've got some.
Yeah, who's echoing? Owen.
Owen is.
Spotted you. You're echoing.
You changed your settings.
How about that?
That's still
Nope.
To answer your question, Adam.
Yes.
I'll answer it after the echo.
Alrighty.
Sam's really wants echo gone.
Yeah, I didn't want Echo gone. I liked his character. I was sad when he died.
Oh my gosh! Don't mention Echo's my favorite.
Now I don't even know where
It's gone. Oh, never mind.
I think it's Owens.
Yeah, I don't have headphones somewhere. It's like I feel bad now.
You should feel bad.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Never mind. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh.
Literally just pulled him out of nowhere.
Hey, just like Ray's powers, huh?
Are we derailed from the Star Wars talk completely at this point?
Yeah, I think probably
Yeah, we did.
it'd be
Is that better?
wise to kind of bring this, at least the on-air portion of this hangout, to a close. Because we have kind of deviated from our initial purpose.
We've gone from Star Wars to talking about vinyl.
Breaking Benjamin.
Well,
Breaking
we'll
Benjamin,
have to make
mostly,
mention
yes.
there,
You've gone from Star Wars to mathematics to
Star
vinyl.
Wars, all the Star Wars soundtracks on vinyl, re-released for.
Which I would really want to pick up.
I have my originals in the other room, but
Yeah, I saw the set at a music store the other day, and it looked pretty cool. But I do not have a record player, so I would not have much use for that.
Logan, if you were gonna get one, get a Crosley. They're the best.
All right, I will keep that in mind.
Force
I know
away
that
record players.
Finals making a big thing. Huh?
Nothing.
What was it? But yeah, so yeah, personally, I'm just kind of, I know it's so snotty and a modern viewpoint, but I'm like, I've got all on my phone, so I don't really need to get the vinyl, but you know.
But here's my point. Vinyl has that sound that just makes it all worthwhile.
That's what I've heard,
That's true.
and I haven't
That's kind of why vinyl's making a comeback.
it doesn't justify me buying any new records for $30 each. No, not really.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's super expensive. It's like at least twice the price of getting a CD, and you know, also.
Yeah, there's kind of a reason why no one uses them anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, do what I do. Go to Half Price Books, check their clearance section. Hopefully, you can luck out like I did by getting James Bond's Goldfinger for $1.
Yeah, be a hipster.
On vinyl. I will be one because I got it for $1 in a New Hampshire thrift store, and it is the 7 Things You Cannot Say on Television by George Carlin.
Nice.
That is all.
Yeah, the only thing that I've gotten like at a music store, it's not even a vinyl, but it's like that. Is I got a laser disc.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I'm like, that's that. Just because I saw it and I was like,
Ooh.
I did not expect to see Laserdisc here, but that is cool, so I'm going to get one and frame it.
Which one did you get?
Citizen Kane.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
returned
Citizen
to
Kane,
the
though.
Jedi on Laserdisc and E.T. and that's it. I've never had a player, so it's sort of pointless.
Speaking of E.T.,
Hey!
Hey, the overrated movie that I don't really like too much, but it's not bad.
Oh, you're killing me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
E.T. is just kind of...
E.T. is an acquired taste.
It's as if a million 80s kids cried out in terror.
Here, I can tell you why I don't really like it that much. As a kid, I had an Atari 2600.
Oh,
You know
God.
where this
Oh,
is going.
no.
You know where this is going.
Yes, it ruined it for you.
It did. I actually played the old E.T. game, and I hated it.
I played the old E.T. game when
my
it
God.
close to when it came out, and I never
No.
seen why it was so bad. It was just sort of weird. That's all I thought of it when I originally played it.
Most Atari games were pretty weird.
hold on.
There were some that were really cool.
I understood
I
how to
gotta
play
get
it
going,
versus
so-
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I could never figure out how to play that. I
Yeah.
still don't know how to play that, and I own it. So anyway.
You should watch the Angry Video Game Nerd episode on that. I think he tries to explain it decently.
I gotta get
Sort
going,
of.
guys. I gotta be out.
Alrighty, Tony, you
we'll
get
miss you.
going.
All right, guys.
Chatting
Take
with
it
you,
easy. I know
Tony.
you're finishing up.
Nice
So.
talking to you, man.
All right. Later.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yes. So, yeah, and
Don't talk shit. No, kidding.
Should we wrap up the on air here?
I think
Yeah, we probably should.
We are getting to. Well, we actually just crossed the 2-hour mark, which I
Damn.
kind of said
2
is the
hours of my life
maximum
I'm never getting
for
back.
live shows. After 2 hours, it just starts getting really weird. I've done a more than 2-hour live show, and trust me, it gets really weird.
Yeah, the last thing we need to see is what Owen does with that thing after dark. So let's just wrap this.
Oh god.
Isn't there that 6-hour one still out there somewhere? I forget what channel we even did.
6 hours.
Yeah, I remember.
No.
That was ridiculous.
What was that?
That was ridiculous. So let's draw it to a close. So to everybody who's been watching at home or is watching this as an archive video in the future, thank you for watching. It has been really fun doing these past 3 live shows with all you guys here on YouTube. I am going back to college next week, so I'll probably be mostly unavailable to do these live shows, unfortunately, but hey, if one of you guys wants to get the live shows going again, Dan, Star Wars Live, maybe, hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
man. How about you, Dan? Let's pin it all on him.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
I need is you guys need to figure out my password or what it is. What is this password to Star
Yeah.
Wars Live? Then I'm on the air again. Yeah.
That's the only thing holding you back right now is Google. Yeah,
That's
Google.
right.
So yeah, hopefully
It's a combination of 2 droids names if anyone wants to try to crack the code. So
Ooh,
anyway.
code breaker. Okay,
BB-8.
No.
that was made before we even knew who BB-8 was.
That's right.
But yeah, so it's been really fun doing these shows, and thank you guys for being on. And yeah, hopefully more live shows in the future. If you guys want to do them, and I will. Yeah, I'll see all of you guys later. So thank you all for watching. This is Joker Fett, and let's just go down the line. Signing off.
Dan, RFBikerScout, in a
Kenner
formal.
Freak 7. Yeah, Kenner Freak 7.
Kenner Freak 7.
Kenner Freak 7.
Kenner Freak 7.
Vader Freak. No. I'm the Vaderman, and you just wasted 2 hours of your life watching this crap. Go be with your children.
Yes, and I am
Sick man.
JCCCT2224, otherwise known as Adam, and I hope you all have a good day. No, not really. I hate you all.
I hate you more.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Traitor.
Kylo Ren
Traitor.
killed Han Solo, who is his father.
Yes.
And BB-8 is Snoke. Always remember that.
Who is
BB-8 is
BB-8
Snoke.
Who is Darth Plagueis, who is Constable Zuvio.
Who is also Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Ezra
He is
Bridger
also
as well.
Who is
Darth
also
Vader and Tarkin.
Who is also Commander Cody.
a shitty-looking CGI Yoda.
And also a Mandalorian.
And who is also Vinyl Records.
But most importantly, he's also Darth
And
Vader.
Matt.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that about sums it up.
What a terrible note to end on, Jesus.
Beautiful.
For real. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. This is Joker Fett signing out, and may the Force be with you.
Or not.